When you're a
Yeah,
dartboard,
Vapor's
you're easy to
it's getting
throw
raving
stuff at, right?
crusty. Vapor's just like, go, go, go.
Eject!
All right, welcome to the continuation of the Rising Storm campaign. So this is phase 2, part 2, whatever. This is now, we call it Operation Jericho. So just to kind of catch you up, after all the events that happened in the South Atlantic, we've, it's been a couple months since our last engagements where we had basically decimated what was left of Argentina's military and looked like we were on the verge of toppling Christina Kirchner's regime, whatever you want to call that. And, well, we got shoved out by the Chinese, and in the months following, they have, I guess, greatly increased their ties with Beijing. In exchange for the small strip of islands at the tip of the southern South America, we see that now Argentina has essentially gotten a blank check in terms of how much military equipment they're able to get from Beijing. Of course, Beijing loves, getting islands and things like that. So they started to build a little military base there with the early warning radars and things like that so far. And Argentina is playing with all their new toys. So they've got new JF-17 fighters, they've got new surface-to-air weapons and new tanks and everything like that. And they're itching to use those. So over the last couple months, they've been heavily at work exercising and just kind of trying to show that they've got some new tools in the toolbox. Us, on the other hand, we've been building up our forces, and the new operation that we have going now is really just to kind of, from the outside of the country, circle the country and show them what kind of might we have. So we're going to be on patrol today. We know that they're going to be out there doing their normal exercises, doing whatever they want to do to try to scare us, but it doesn't really. And all the while, we're going to be fortifying some of our bases. So that's how it's going to kick off, at least so far. The other thing that we've seen now that the Chinese have their little base there as well, kind of like a side part, is that they've started doing some reconnaissance flights near our bases, near our carriers, near the Falkland Islands, because that's the nearest, like heavy NATO power base in the area. So we're going to be getting some intel on them as well. All right, so we're going to be taking off 10:30 in the morning. We have an 18 knot wind from the north, so pretty strong from the north. Just make sure that you expect case 1, and we have our primary mission objectives, which are to maintain border security along the Chilean-Argentine border. I need to ensure all escorts. I don't know why I said escorts. I just need to change that. We have transports is what it's supposed to say. Ensure all the transports safely reach their destinations. So that's going to be over in the West AO. We've got a bunch of C-17s flying in, bringing some new equipment in. And then we also want to intercept and document any Chinese activity that we see near the Falkland Islands. So we kind of don't care if the Chinese are running reconnaissance out in the middle of the ocean, but once they start coming close to some of our allies, then we definitely care. And being close to the Falklands also brings them close to the carrier group, so we don't like that either.
Are weather balloons authorized to be shot down?
I didn't check today to see if there's an asset, so we don't have any weather balloons that we know of yet.
What about
love that.
Chinese fishing
I love that.
vessel?
I'm glad you clarified, on objective 2, because I thought escorts meant whores. Hammer like whores.
Yes, I'm aware of the term.
Trying to mess with the stream. Sorry.
I think that was clear.
All right, so as far as our ROE, it's a little bit interesting tonight. You're going to be relying on double a lot, but you're clear to destroy any Argentine aircraft that cross into Chilean airspace, first of all. So anybody comes across the border, you're going to down them, as long as they're Argentine. If they're Chinese, then we won't. So you're going to have to do a little bit of VID as well. or figure out some other way.
Good news and bad news.
Yeah.
On asking from Sneak, I slotted into a Rio spot today.
Okay.
So
So they're going to do some VIDs then. So make sure you got your pods. If there's any
Always
ground
have a
units that
pod.
cross the border into Chile, then you also want to destroy those. You're clear to eliminate them. And if there's any Argentine units in the air that fire or lock on you, you're allowed to destroy them. Based on what Double just told us and some things I changed in the mission, I'll just let you know that pretty much any aircraft in the air other than the AWACS-ish airplanes, the IL-76s that we're going to see, there's not really any Chinese aircraft. So basically, if anybody engages you, it's going to be Argentina. So that should simplify that a lot then. The last thing is just don't overfly or come within 15 miles of the Chinese islands. They're the tip of Argentina. They will not like that. All right. Any questions on that before we go?
I got a question. Is it we're cleared on any that cross into the Chilean airspace, or do we have to wait for them to fire or lock us?
No, once they cross into Chilean airspace, you can take them down.
Okay.
And if you're on the CAS mission for Raven flight, there are going to be some units that are going to be in Chile and in the Argentinian side of the border, I should say, and you can engage them as needed. So you don't have to wait for them to cross. We already know that they're building up their troops to send into our side. All right, so we just have Raven, Mustang, Charger. We have another flight of F-18s. The Marines are on the ground with CUDA flight, and we have Lance, of course. And this is the comms plan. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of assets right now. There's just a whole bunch of different airfields and things like that. A lot of them you probably won't use, at least at this point, but they are available. Take note, especially towards the bottom, you'll see that the West AO has a UAV AFAC and also a JTAC that's on the ground. So they can direct you onto targets. As long as they cooperate, of course. But yeah, they are there to help you with that. Okay. Here's what kind of units that we can expect to see from Argentina, especially. They got their new toys, so they've got their Mirage F1s, their 339s like usual. They have a ton of JF-17s now. They also even got some H6s. And if China does show up, it would be J11s. They have their IL-76 as well. That's what we're going to be intercepting if you're Lance flight. Okay. So here's just kind of the primary tasking ideas. All right, weapon restrictions for today. You can only have one precision weapon per pylon, so it pretty much only applies to Raven. No cluster munitions right now. There are a whole bunch of Chinese units, of course, that you might run into. IL-76, like I said, you might see some naval units and things like that. If you see JF-17s, they're always going to be Argentine, but they probably will have Chinese markings because they haven't had a chance to repaint them. Same if you see IL-78 tankers or H6s, things like that. They're all going to be wearing the same red stars. So don't take that as their Chinese. Lance, what we want you to do is to get documentation of what's going on with these flights. So if you see these modified IL-76s flying around trying to get ELINT, we want you to get right up close to them. We want you to take clear photos of these aircraft, markings, anything like that. And then you should have an F-10 radio option that will tell you, let you direct them to leave the airspace. So
Right.
go ahead and do that. If you're in the cast mission, like I said, you can contact the JTAC for any talk-ons. And if you're the transport escort, so we have, like I said, C-17s flying in. They're going to be taking a long path on the west side. You'll probably see some of their messages, as they like kind of cross into the area. So you'll have to determine between flights like how you want to hand off. Like if you're going to take a certain zone or something like that, because they're going to be flying all the way in from basically the top of the map down to some of the air bases that we have. All right. Outside of that, any questions before you look at the maps?
Do you have any idea, or do we have any intel of what type of ground units they have, besides what you showed as far as the air threats?
So we have seen them building up with Chinese IFVs, main battle tanks, and some very light AAA for the most part. There's some tracked artillery as well that they've been moving around, but we don't know exactly where they are yet.
And is there any potential of Blue 4 ground units in the area that we need to be on the lookout for?
There are Blue 4 ground units that are in the area. They are on the borders, though. They're going to basically be static. They're like border posts that you'll see. So if you're flying along, you'll see them like on the main roads. They'll have like some watchtowers and a few vehicles.
Okay, but any Blue 4 ground units should be within the zone of a base of some sort.
No, because some of them are going to be like at the border crossings that are in the middle. So you can probably see my mouse here. So there's Puerto Natales here. So we got a lot of presence here. And then up here, for example, like here's a big border crossing. So they've got like a little fortification there. So it's kind of where you see like roads coming into the country. Of course, we also have like our FARP up here that we've had since last part of the campaign. So that's also like a place where we might have some units.
Okay. Is there any, besides that location, any visual identifiers or just that will distinguish them from the Red 4?
You're mostly going to see that they are Humvees and things like M113s, and that's what's going to be distinct about them.
Okay.
So they're going to be like NATO-looking stuff, yeah. But that's they definitely, the Chileans don't have very much in terms of like power, so. All right, so this is just like your general overview. So if we head over to the east, you can kind of see I've outlined what we've observed as the Argentine and Chinese training areas as they have been kind of skilling up on their new aircraft. You can see that our carrier out here, so we got the Teddy out here, and just right over here is the islands that are controlled by China. So these ones right here, you definitely don't want to approach. Anything else in the red, like you can go in there, just be aware that like they're going to be conducting a lot of activities, of course. And we also have a tanker that's going to be up here, like right at the west edge of the Falklands. It's just not on this screenshot. Okay, this is what the West AO looks like. So you can see we've got the Harry S. Truman and the Tarawa down here. Cuda is going to be down here at Punta Arenas. We've got AWACS that's flying in this general area as well. And the transports are going to come from northwest to southeast. So they're going to be landing at Punta Arenas as well as, I think they're going to land at Portavir Airfield as well. Okay, and then here's like a detailed area of the border. So these are like our border checkpoints that we have on the map. So that's where like we have kind of like a fortification as well as our FARP. And outside of those ones, there's no other like areas where there's friendly units really. Everything else, if you don't see them at those points, is going to be enemy.
So I take it that Blue Fork can rearm refuel at Puerto Natales and the FARP?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do either one. So. Okay, that's all for the briefing slides. Does anybody have any other questions? Okay.
Is there a frequency for the FARP? I didn't see it on your
I
list.
don't know
Default's 1275.
Yeah, I don't think I gave it a frequency, honestly. And like, you're pretty much the only people who are going to use it. So if Raven wants to use it, I would just probably use your inner flight.
Roger.
All right. If there's nothing else, we can split up how we want. It looks like we should, if the signups are accurate, have 6 Hornets. So we'd need, you know, you can do 2, 2, and 2. And I would recommend at least having, you know, that kind of formation. I'll let you guys decide how else you want to split it up.
Bounce? Question mark?
Dance time.
Yo. All right. Who wants flight lead? I'll take it if no one wants it, but
Hey man, you and me flight led like the last 2 missions.
that's why I'm like, kind of ambivalent.
Don't drag me into this. I'm fine with doing it.
All right. Cool. Seems like we're doing one of those no shooty, lots of looky missions. So let's keep those trigger fingers cold. We're intercepting presumably IL-76s, presumably with J-11 escorts. So in terms of prosecuting the interception, remember that even if the AI is set to return fire, if you approach aggressively or with a radar lock, they will treat that as aggressive. So let's focus on having any aircraft that close in for the intercept, doing so cautiously, preferably without a hard lock, with a wingman in trail a few miles, ready to take some shots if needed. So my thought is that intercepts should be 2 ship minimum. And if there's multiple intercepts happening at the same time, then we'll split up. Otherwise, we'll just keep all 4 of the aircraft in the same general area in 2 groups of 2, with the intention being that the wingman covers whoever's doing the intercept, and then the additional group of 2 is there in case in case the front 2 get into trouble or they get shot at. Idea being, if you're pushing for an intercept and you get engaged, your response is to immediately just defend, like turn away, turn towards friends, get away. Don't try and transition into fighting.
I'm happy to be a bait boy.
Yeah, I think we'll all be bait boys. Yeah.
Given the general size of the AO, like, are we just going to try and establish like a giant grinder, like, you know, two flights just circling that giant area until, like, I don't know how you plan on seeing
2 things.
that.
Well, we have an AWACS, right? And we know that they're going to be in the vicinity of the Falklands, ish. Granted, the map is huge when it extends east of the Falklands, but we generally know where they're coming, right? And the AWACS is actually, I mean, how far away is that? The bottom of Uniform Bravo up to San Carlos. Like, how big are these grids?
If we go across the Falklands, like from our west point to the east side, it's about 200 miles max.
Yeah.
Given direction. So, you know, an IL-76 size target should be able to, at the very least, get a magnitude bump.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get a trace
RWS
line on them.
search, and then we can, you know, kind of figure out if there's multiple bumps somewhere.
Yeah, we
Also,
can usually see those large targets in PD search from about 150, 200 miles away. So my thought is we'll have two groups. We'll have a north group and a south group. The Falklands, as I understand, is friendly territory. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like it's friendly territory. So
I
we
mean,
should
it's
be
got
safe.
TACANs and blue
Yeah.
bases on it and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, so it should be safe. So my thought is we'll post up a 2-ship immediately to the north of the island, running an east-west track, and a 2-ship
Just
to the
wanna,
south of the
I was
island.
gonna say, do you want to share your screen so I can visualize what you're talking
Sure.
about?
I've got you because I've
Yeah,
got
fine.
it pulled up on the frag orders here.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
So what I was measuring before is from the west point to the other side. It's 200. They also have this nice little TACAN here at Mount Pleasant, so you can always geolocate yourself to something. And then we've got this nice Texaco tanker hanging out here in the middle, 41. This is our AWACS.
Yeah. Since we don't really have a good idea as to what direction the hostiles are going to be, I don't know that we want to set up NavGrid just because it's got a limited arc. But if we
You
want
could
to,
set
I'm
it up
happy to.
in 90-degree increments for a north-south, but it's only going to be 2 people using that grid at that specified time. So again, I don't know if it would really help.
Well, my thought was that we'd set it up at Mount Pleasant and have a uniform grid, but we don't know where they're coming from, so it's kind of pointless, I think.
Yeah, I guess in that case you'd have like a 180-degree arc covering north to south with 6 sectors.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that could still work. I don't see why we couldn't do it.
All right, if someone
We've
wants to
also
pull the
never
coordinates-
practiced it, and probably half of us don't even know how to use it.
Yeah, I
Oh,
didn't.
okay,
I
fair
didn't
enough.
expect to be Rio until this afternoon.
Like
so I
here,
didn't
like
practice it.
if you get, I mean, I could send out the 2 pages in Chuck's guide, but like you can set it up within like 30 seconds.
What
So
tactics or repetition do we have with this? I mean, we'd literally, as a squad, be doing it the first time live.
I would say, let's table the nav grid just for today, with the expectation that in this campaign, although I'm actually out the next 2 weeks, so I can't say much, but I think we should try and build up to using it. But here, since we don't really know where the threats are going to be coming from, we do lose some of its utility. Why don't we just use 59 X-ray as a ghetto bullseye, effectively? And we'll use 59 X-ray to try and navigate and figure out, okay, which way do we expect hostiles from coming? These
we can also
brown
use
waypoints are
West
ours, right?
Point because those are our waypoints. So in terms of being able to see something on the TID, we can only see west, north, and north point. Northwest and north point.
Well, I mean, you could also just set that as a fixed point as well. That could
Mount
be easier.
Pleasant.
Or what's I mean, you could do Mount Pleasant as a fixed point. That would probably be easier. So, I mean, just as a, my 2 cents, that might be easier than trying to manipulate previously designed waypoints.
I
we don't
also
have to
prefer
manipulate
to have
them.
it
It's
be
just
something.
they're all on the TID automatically, right?
Well, but my preference, the reason that I would prefer to have Mount Pleasant or something on the island, is just because it's easier to visualize outside the cockpit when you can go, okay, lands that way. It takes a layer of abstraction away from blue water operations. It can be really disorienting otherwise. So let's pull the coordinates for Mount Pleasant. We'll punch it in as our fixed point. We'll treat it as ghetto bullseye. Whether you want to use 59 X-ray for the ranging, or whether you want to just have the fixed point set up as your steer point, don't care. Whichever one works for you.
Throw in it as a fixed point and set the altitude to 40,000. Ghetto steer point 4.
Here's your coordinates then.
Altitude 40,000, you said?
Yeah, Double, you can
Sounds
probably
good.
confirm that trick, right? That's how you manipulate numbers for certain steer points. Is altitude sets the number, and then like the bearing, you could do lines and distance on the lines, right?
Oh,
you
no,
mean, you're talking about trying to make like a
Array?
ghost contact for to create a line on the.
Yeah.
on the grid,
I
right?
wouldn't do that. I just set it up as the fixed point.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it'll
I was
put an
thinking
X on there
the fixed
with the
point's
fixed
easy. I'm just saying, like, if you assign altitude on that fixed point to say 40,000, it will have that 4 out next to it. So in theory, it should just
It
look like a
would do
0.4.
it would do that, yes.
But you can. I'd say that's optional. Like you can do that if you want, but you can also just tell it's the X, right? So
Yeah,
you
like
can tell
all
the
the,
fixed point.
the special points all have their own symbology.
Yeah.
That lets you tell them apart.
Yeah. So we'll just call it bulls. It'll be bulls.
But you're right, Fan. If you wanted to set altitude, like 40,000, it would put a 4 next to it. You're
Yeah.
correct.
That's clever, actually. I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, we used to have that as pinned information. I can't remember. It was an excerpt out of some Rio's book. I can't remember exactly.
I think most of us just got used to using hostile area, defend point, stuff like that, and we can
Well,
recognize the
I was gonna
symbol.
throw like hostile area on that island just for good measure. The Chinese island. Not that we'll even get close to it, but
Where is that?
It's
Where's the Chinese
it's
island?
off of
It's right
it's
here.
off.
West of the
yeah,
cave.
right there. Yeah.
Oh,
I did
okay.
think about using that line trick to create sort of a ghetto do not cross line.
Likewise.
To the east of it, running north-south, kind of as a, you know.
Yeah, put like 50-mile border between it or something.
I'm
Yeah,
good
well,
with.
it's
I'm good
15.
with.
It's at
I'm good with
15
entering.
miles.
I'm good
Yeah.
with entering that guy as a hostile area too. So we'll get the coordinates for Mount Pleasant, and we'll get the coordinates for that guy, and we'll enter them both.
Yeah, we have a 15-mile do not cross, but I mean, you can make it more conservative if you want to, obviously.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is my pen?
Well,
I'm
let's
such
see.
a bad
So
administrative
do we expect
person.
that the Chinese are going to be taking off from that island?
I mean, it's good to think about.
Well,
that's interesting because that's gonna
There's
create
no
a very
airfield
interesting
Yeah,
there.
I was gonna
geometry.
say that the nearest airfield would
Oh.
be what, Rio
Oh, that's
Grande?
right. Yeah,
Rio
it would
Grande
be.
is the nearest large airfield.
So
Rio
in that
Gallegos
case,
too is also
well,
fighter sized.
I mean, in this case, I'd say, like, we're probably going to want to do is set up 2 patrols, right? One at West Point and one at Northwest Point, both kind of running east-west ish and scanning for any contacts coming out of those airfields.
Hammer, can you give me the chords on that island?
What do you want? The eastern tip or the center?
Go to the highest point elevation, like the little mountain marker. That's probably fine.
Yeah. My fucking
Here in the
pen.
center.
It's downstairs.
Yeah, anywhere's fine. This is south 54.
46.6439. West 64. 771. 1,800 feet.
Got it.
Fant, I'm going to ask you to relay those to me at the end of the briefing.
All right.
But,
Did you want Pleasant as well, or did you get that already?
Yeah.
I got
yeah,
Pleasant as well.
All right.
Copy.
Cool.
We'll leave it
Sounds
with
good.
what
And
you
we'll
have.
just use yours. All right.
Yeah.
So there is this observed training area situation, and I'll share my screen since I have this guy up. I am guessing that there will be some consequences to entering it. So I don't know if
I don't know about consequences, but I guarantee they're probably just going to have patrol flights randomly going in and out of there.
Yeah, so I'd say we probably want to treat that Mike Juliet through Mike Foxtrot line of grids as our kind of barrier, and we don't want to press into that unless we have a reason to.
Actually, Double, this would probably work out best if you set like a point way at the north and then a point way at the south. It's kind of making that demarcation line you were thinking of.
Yeah.
I don't know if you would want to. I don't know if it'd be possible to make a line extend that far.
You have
to give it a
velocity.
ridiculous velocity, but yeah.
But you can.
I mean, again, it's no precise science. It's just a sort of vague. This is sort of the area you're looking at as the danger zone.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you could try to do 2 and have them match. It would be
just.
it'd
I
be
mean,
a-
I
it'd be
don't think you
tricky,
need.
but
I don't think you
it's
need to. It's
it's
that's
more effort.
overcomplication.
It's more effort than it's worth, in my opinion. But if you want
Yeah.
to try it, you can go for it.
I just
Yeah.
put one at the bottom and one at the top. And,
Well, I mean, let's see.
you
If you
know.
put one at the bottom and say it's on a direction of 355, then you just make the one at the top, divide that by 2, and that should be
Yeah.
the inverse number you can
Yeah,
plug
minus
in.
180, yeah, 175. Yeah, we could do something like that. So
I mean, we're getting into the weeds of stuff we don't really have to mess with, so it's more of a trick to fight boredom, really.
I think that this is useful because in the event that this border matters, this is the only way we'll know where it is.
Yeah, well,
So.
someone
it's not going to be exact enough to really.
Yeah, someone's gonna
make judgment
smarter
off
than
of
me
it,
is
though.
gonna have to figure out the exact numbers we'll have to plug in to make the lines stretch and match.
I
We
mean,
can do it
just
from-
don't fly
yeah.
200 miles west
Oh,
of
there
Mount
you go.
Pleasant, and
Yeah,
you
there you
don't
go.
hit the.
There you go.
It's
Simple
pretty
enough.
simple.
Yeah.
Simple enough. That does it. All right, good. If it's it's a nice clean number too. So 200 miles basically.
Stay within 200 miles of
Yeah.
Mount Pleasant. Plus,
Yeah.
the west point on our patrol is already on the TID. That's your next warning. If you're west of that, you got some problems.
Yeah, we'll just use that west point as the terminus of the westward patrol path, and that'll take care of it.
There you go.
All right, so we've got 2 groups. We've got one patrolling kind of the north point to northwest point patrol path, and the other one patrolling from the island to West Point. I think that's adequate. North group is looking a little more San Julian direction. South group is looking to cover Rio Grande, and both kind of will get coverage on Rio Gallegos or whatever that is.
Just whenever you're turning, just super search your radar and watch those directions for mag bumps. Like, you'll see it in the Triple D if something reflects, even if you don't get Doppler on it. You'll get those spikes, and just remember each tick mark is 10 degrees, so you're heading 10, 20, 30, boom, he's 30 degrees left off your nose.
All right, so to reinforce, whenever you're doing an intercept, get longitudinal separation between the 2 jets who are doing the intercept. Don't fly in together, because then you're in the same situation. You want 10 miles ish, 5 to 10 miles of separation, so that you're in a position to immediately react, but you are not threatened by the same thing that threatens your guy. And ideally, we want to have both flights marshal onto a threat at once, rather than have 2 ships marshal on a threat and then have the other flight just kind of twiddling their thumbs while stuff goes down.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What's guard again?
243?
243.
Is it 3? Okay.
243?
243. It's the
Yeah.
UHF. I can't remember what VHF guard is. Like 127 or something.
Yeah, it might be 127 or no, is it because we use 127?
1135.
It's down in there. It's like the 1s and they're the 1-2s. It's in there somewhere.
I think
maybe 124.
All right.
He probably knows.
I know it works because I've
243 is VHF guard.
Yep.
Civilian is 121.5.
1215. Okay. Okay.
Alrighty.
Let's take a number.
All right.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
Sorry, we probably shouldn't STT anything we're intercepting, right?
It's fine to STT briefly to get the camera track, but I would not approach with an STT, especially if it's a fighter. If it's a heavy, then I think it matters less. But if it's a fighter, then it might treat it as hostile.
Yeah, that's what I'm just worried about.
Right. I mean, I think Double is maybe the only one in the room who personally experienced this, but it's not fun because they'll go hot on you at like 2 miles and they'll turn like a bat out of hell and fire right off the gimbal.
Really? Do aircraft react that way in DCS?
Yeah,
Fuck
they
yeah.
do.
I just
yeah.
assumed like if they saw you at any point, like they just treat you as hostile.
It depends on the ROE. If it's ROE return fire, then they will treat any hostile act as triggering their engagement logic, and they treat coming in hot on them as though you're intercepting as though you're intercepting with intent to kill as hostile. It's a little blurry as to when they do it, but doing things like coming in supersonic, coming in with a radar lock, pulling lead on them, those are the kind of things that set them off at close range. Dart, if you're
Yeah.
saying something and we can't hear you,
What?
Dart's lighting
I
up.
think he's just got a hot mic.
Oh.
Does anyone want those cords?
Yeah. Give me 1 second.
It's only giving it as decimal.
I mean, worst case, grab them off the F10 while we're starting up.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
And relay them in the way to steer point 1.
Yeah.
This is
I-
true.
I'm just
mean,
trying to
yeah.
figure out in the frag order if there's actually a way to change them from decimal.
I got the actual lat long. It shows them both.
Oh.
Does it?
Yeah, so here, fixed point is going to be south 51, 49, 2, west 58, 28, 5. The hostile area island is going to be south 54, 48, 9, west 69, 16, 7.
Thanks.
Oh, you might double check me on that last westing. It's either 64 or 69. I can't. I was writing kind of fast.
That'd be Hammer. If you could hover the little island boot tip thing. 64.
Yeah, there you go.
Right. It's yeah. If the hostile area one, yeah. If you could just hover that guy, 64. Yeah, 64.
64. And yeah, the elevation was 1800, but yeah, that's not gonna matter.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry, south 51, 49, 2, and it should be west.
We're talking about the fixed point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fixed point was south 51, 49, 2, 58, 28, 5.
So that'd be 058 28 5.
I don't
Yeah,
need. Yeah, you don't even have to plug in the 0.
You don't have
Because-
to. Okay.
Because you can actually do the conversion in your head from decimal if you know the point, but I didn't know what point you grabbed.
This man's gonna have us do math and shit. God damn.
It's just the decimal percentage of the minute.
I know. All right. So
But
anything else that we want to talk about before we bounce up?
Since we're open water ops and we got large distances at play, do remember to quickly do the INS reset after you take off. So get at least a couple nautical miles away from the carrier. You got two options. One is you can fly straight and level for a period of about 4 minutes with no change in speed. It'll automatically do it. Or when you're flying straight and level briefly, you can reach down to the heading reset on the pilot seat down to the right near the IFF and press the button once. Set it, but you have to make sure you are constant heading, constant altitude, constant airspeed for the time.
What I would recommend for this is that we use our fly out from the carrier to do this as we're flying out to DME, and we just hold 300 knots, 1,000 feet ASL, and hold it for as long as it takes for the mag to align with the computer.
Well, just
heading.
remember the button press method is instant. You don't want to hold the button
that's true.
down. It's the let it do it itself that's not instant.
Right.
Cruising at any altitude, airspeed, and heading as long as they're constant.
But let's just take care of it the easy way, right? And
Sure.
do a few minutes fly out from the boat, 300 knots, 1,000 feet.
Yep, fine to do that.
And I'm guessing it'll take about 10 miles ish.
long as you're more than 4 away from the boat, you can start and you can do it.
Yep. All right. So, flights. Who's let's see. I'll take probably. I think I'll take the northern patrol path. So who, and that'll be the group that's going from North Point to Northwest Point. So who wants to fly as 2?
I'll go with you.
All right. So it's myself, Wraith piloting. Hammer is with Fant.
Yep.
All right. So then we've got Sneak and Double and Dart and Flaps on West Point patrol, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alrighty. All right. I think that's everything. Let's keep bingo at about 3,000 pounds, and let's do this.
You said we did have a tanker. Where was it? Just, patrolling obviously where it shows on the map.
Yep.
It doesn't have any.
It's basically going on the west
indication
side
what
of the islands.
I didn't know if it
41.
had like an indication on its route, like its orbit.
Yeah, it does. It's just
Yeah,
in light
north,
blue
south.
here. It's kind of hard to see,
Oh,
but
yeah. there
it
is.
just goes north-south between the West Point and the North Point, east of that.
And
Edge of
that's
the,
41
island.
X-ray?
41 X-ray,
41.
241.0 com.
It'll be on the auto-generated Nevoid, though. All right. I think we have everything.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Hop
All
up
right,
for
let's do it.
break, I guess.
Yep.
All right.
Cool.
J11s come up on the RWR as 29s, right?
They should, yeah.
Okay, so if we see anything on the RWR other than a 29, we know it's Argentinian.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I give us little intel that we're not going to see any Chinese anyway.
Okay.
Since Double's not here to help us to differentiate.
And I think we're going to be far enough from those islands anyways that it's not going to impact us too much.
No, we're like, what are we, hundreds of miles?
Yeah, like 300.
Yeah. They could fly the whole mission, and they just barely get within range.
Yeah.
It takes 20 minutes to fly 300 miles.
Is that all?
Less than that, actually. Yeah.
He's talking about
Depending on
flying
how
the
fast
Viper or Hornet or Tomcat.
I mean, Hornet's not too different. It cruises at 0.9.
Yeah. Oh, also Tomcats. Lookout had to leave suddenly, so that flight has been canceled over on the eastern side.
Okay, sounds good. So Charger flight is canceled?
Yeah.
Got it.
Tomcats are all alone. You gonna be okay?
The new woke military, we're canceling them.
Yep.
Tomcat pilots, I posted the button I was talking about for the reset in public.
Good deal.
Pilot's seat, right hand knee side, and you can see the button there. Don't twist it, just push it.
What's that for?
But what if I like twisting them?
Well, you're just gonna throw your magnetic heading alignment off and desync your INS. So have fun with that.
Don't worry
this
about
is
it.
for
This
is
is
when
taken
we,
care of by.
The simple thing is when we align to the carrier is a big piece of metal, so the compass is going to be wrong because it's attracted to the carrier. After you take off, you fly far enough away that you're not in its magnetic effect anymore. Straight and level, no change. Push that button.
Okay.
Second and a half, it will align. You'll see the compasses like snap for a second to a new heading, and you can double check it by looking at the standby compass up on your cockpit frame, and they.
Although the way we're doing this, you shouldn't have to push the button at all because we're just going to fly straight and level from the carrier for 10 miles at 300 knots, and you won't have to do anything. It'll take care of itself.
Probably just gonna press the button.
God damn it.
Yeah, I'm pressing.
I've been doing it for like the last 6 months. So
I gotta press it.
I'm pressing a button too.
I wish I could press it.
Don't tell Vapor.
God
I don't trust y'all to fly straight and level for any period of time, so I'm pushing the button.
I don't trust myself.
I'm gonna push the damn button, and Vapor can't do shit about it.
God damn it.
Vapor, whose plane comes back from every mission significantly bent in a U shape.
But with
cannot
5
fly
kills.
straight level.
And
Yeah, 3 of those-
alive.
3 of those are friendly though. They don't count.
Yeah, but Vapor, just think that every sortie you go on is one less airframe in the inventory.
I think y'all
So
overestimate how often I
that just
overg
means
the
that we're
jets.
going through airframes awfully.
I've got
Yeah,
the
I'm
tac
pretty
views,
sure-
Vapor. I know how often you overg the jet.
I'm pretty sure the CAG would not care about your, KDR versus, losing that airframe for months.
I mean, CAG cares about the airframe coming back alive.
But
It's
did
not
you
alive
have to
in a
go
U
into that
shape.
battle like this?
All right, do we want to do our 10-minute break?
Yeah.
All right, let's roll.
You know, even though this is only 2 hours because it's open water, I feel like I have to go pee in advance.
Mm-hmm.
So, Hammer, if you're here, how was Daytona?
I suspect he is unloading at the moment.
Yeah, I guess he's already started.
By the way, I just checked the G meter from our, our training flight last night. Guess what the peak G was?
No clue.
Wow.
10?
No. You were in the jet flaps.
I don't remember what the G limiter or like. I know you.
6.9, motherfuckers.
Okay. Well, in the back seat it
On
looks
the
a little more.
button. 6.9. And that was fighting MiG-31s and everything.
If it don't hit 10, I don't want to hear about it.
I figured I'd share another important screenshot for Rios. That's where the RWR volume control knob is. So if you don't want that screaming in your ear, that's a good way to turn that down.
Yo, Vapor. Vapor.
He might be unloading too.
I fucked up.
What? You do?
Big fucked up. I gotta wait till Vapor gets back.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Did you break your equipment?
No, not that bad of a fuck up, but
Then our poster for sure went through the seat.
Yep.
All right, beer obtained.
What
Still
you got?
going, by the way, Flaps.
I was actually curious. Like when you left, I'm like, did he pass out?
Oh no, I definitely took a nap. I chatted to my dad for a bit, and then took a nap and woke up and kept going.
Fuck yeah, brother. Had a boy.
And for those who are interested, I was down in Pacificos this morning, but I'm on to Saison du Pain now, which is pretty.
Sounds like wine or champagne or some shit.
It's a Belgian. It's a Belgian beer, but it's not like what you'd normally think of as a high grav Belgian. It's a pilsner that they make.
See, I like pilsners. I can do pilsners.
Yeah.
Pilsners and lagers. I can't do stouts or ales or.
Yeah, the thing that's nice about Saison is it's like, so just imagine a pilsner that's brewed, but then there's a special grain in it called Grains of Paradise.
Mm-hmm.
And it has this like, I don't know, like beers advertise clean finishes. It's all bull crap compared to saison. Like it's so fresh, and it's really hard to make that stuff. So if you can find a brewery that make a saison that doesn't taste bitter, you know that they're expert brewers. Whereas like an IPA, like any idiot can, hop gun something and make it taste good. But a saison is like you got to be a master just to get one successfully made.
Damn.
How about like a nice Mick Ultra or something?
You mean a nice water?
MK
Exactly.
Ultra?
I like to stay, hydrated.
Oh yeah.
That's the secret of prolonged drinking.
That's true.
A good Bud Ice, mate. It would really be good right about now.
Last weekend we were down
Maybe
in
a
the
Bud
beast,
Dry.
man. Milwaukee's best.
Oh.
Although I think that's purged out of my system now, which is good. But man,
I like it.
rough.
I like a nice dry beer occasionally.
All right.
Usually
AFK 1 second. Okay, Mike.
Stag.
Good check.
Is what it's called. So, yeah, the nickname for it is called steak tears and gravy because it's thick as shit.
It's like a fat tire or something.
So I never had a fat tire.
That tire is pretty hydrating.
It's a nice dark beer with lots of flavor, but it's not an IPA.
Yeah, it's like if you somehow liquefied a steak, almost like that's what you're drinking.
Oh come on! That tire is about as dark as Paris Hilton. What are you talking about?
Which part of Paris Hilton?
Let's get some old Rasputin, or even better, you can go to Scotland and get that stuff called Old Engine Oil. You guys ever tried that?
Oh dear God!
Put some hair on your chest.
Disgusting.
It's freaking great.
Hey Frosty, are we starting the mission paused so we fit the cats in the center, or are we just kind of slotting in when the mission's already going?
Since it's just you four, you can we can just slot in.
Okay, does that work? Like, do the wings still bang if you do that, or do they not anymore?
Don't know.
We'll find out.
The workaround was that we would start it paused, and it would start us off in the 6-pack, and no one would hit each other.
Well, I mean, there's only 4 Tomcats on this carrier, and then there's another carrier on the opposite side of the map. So, there's only 4 Tomcats.
Yeah, but you can't even spawn 2. At least previously, you couldn't even spawn 2 without the wings banging.
I mean, Dart's going to be in control of the server, so if we can start it paused, if that will avoid any issues, I think maybe we can do that.
We haven't tested to see if they fixed it, but historically that's what worked. So if we could do that, I'd say that's probably better than chancing it. Corollary, though, is that the Tomcats need to get the hell out of the 6-pack pretty quickly, so green up and get out of there.
Yo, Vapor.
Yo.
So I kind of fucked up, and I forgot to reinstall the South Atlantic map.
Ah.
So I'm not going to be ready when mission starts.
Okay.
So yeah, it was going
GCI
fast, and now it's going very slow.
Well, Vapor can just fly solo until that happens.
Yeah.
And Vapor knows how to fly the Tomcat.
Can we swap seats, though, is the question. Like, can Can I switch to Rio and him jump into the pilot?
Don't think so.
I can test that right now on the training server if you'd like to.
I can hop in right now.
All right, hang on.
You don't
Let
trust
me
me
get in
as
there.
Rio?
I think you can. I think it's possible.
If it won't let you hot swap in like a Huey, what makes it think?
Oh,
that
Tomcat's
Tomcat-
always had much better control of the sync issues than the Huey. Like, we didn't have a lot of the nightmares you guys had. Like in the Apache and the Huey.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the
worked.
BVR range, and I'll tell you when I'm sitting in the back seat, and then you can try and jump in the front.
I had to even modeled that in the Apache yet. Like, you couldn't even go to the CPG seat as a single player.
Yeah, I don't know how you're gonna swap from a pilot to a Rio.
You just press button 2 and it works.
Yeah, and then hopefully the slot opens up, but I'm not sure if the slot's going to open up.
I don't know about that either, but I definitely Rio for myself often from the back seat nowadays because it's just so easy to press 1 and 2 and go back and forth.
The only issue is that Iceman does stupid shit.
That's only if you tell him to do something. Otherwise, he'll just do exactly what he was doing. Yeah.
Okay, I've had him throttle back whenever I jump in, but anyway. All right, I'm jumping into training as well.
What is it like? All I can think of is the movie Hot Shots when like they're crashing and he's like climbing all over the outside of the plane trying to keep it together.
When he's like stapling it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it's going to be like.
Yep.
Come on, baby, get in there.
Phrasing?
That's what she said.
What is your download at right now, right? Like, are we
I'm not
talking
even-
done in half an
it's-
hour, or are we talking done at the end of the mission?
It says it's been stuck on 1 hour. The
Whoa.
updaters, it's updating at like 3. It was going full speed, like 60 or 70, and now it's down to like 3. So
Well, I'm sorry, bud. That sucks.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I can just hop in as pilot, and then Hammer and I are testing right now. We'll see if we can make it work.
I don't really have anything else to do, so I'm gonna be hanging around anyways. But
You can
I don't know
GCI?
I don't have lot ATC downloaded.
How?
You could do it through F10 menu or the map mode, I guess.
He doesn't.
I don't even have the map.
Oh yeah, I guess that won't work either.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, that won't work.
I can't teach lot ATC in the span of 1 minute.
I don't.
No, sir. No, sir. That's not happening. All right, Hammer, I'm
there
ready.
are limits. Yeah.
All right, please
Get
hold slotting in.
Okay, I show you in the pilot.
I guess you
Just
could take
give
this
me a
time
second,
to load
bro.
the mission onto the server and pause it and get it loaded up at least.
Yeah,
Waiting
Dart,
for everything to load before I do anything weird.
Mm-hmm.
Dart, did you hear that? That we're going to start it paused?
Yeah.
Okay, Vapor, try and hop in.
Are you in the Rio slot right now?
I'm in the Rio slot, yep.
You're still in the pilot slot. That's not going to work.
Wait, hang on, join requests, accept.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to hit fly.
I'm still in the back.
Yeah.
Oh, nope, kicked me to the front.
No, kicked you to the front.
Damn it.
All right.
That's my bad, Vapor.
If nothing else,
Sorry about that.
if it's midway through the mission or something,
Yeah.
and we got the chance, I'll just land the jet or something like that when you're
Well,
done.
yeah. Like I said, I'm literally not doing anything tonight, so I will be here watching the stream.
How long could it take
Feeling-
to download 83 gigs of map? Come on.
Well, it's not my internet. It's the updater. My internet gives me like 80 to 90.
No, I'm just kind of commenting on the fact that this map is so bloated at 83 gigs. It's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, I'm at 2 megabytes per second. That's great. Love it.
All right.
Did
Shall
they
we start
just
this thing?
Yep, do we want to do a quick rundown of what we're each doing? Flights?
Yeah, let's run down it. We can start with Lance. Whoever's leading Lance.
Just look at the tits on her.
Switch to VR. All right. Jesus Christ, guys.
Sorry, I thought I was fucking muted. My bad.
Fuckers. All right, Lance, Flight of 4 Tomcats, doing interception against Chinese assets in the vicinity of Falklands, setting up patrol paths, one east-west patrol to the north of Falklands that controls the north and central airfields, one east-west patrol to the basically on the Falklands that controls the central and southern airfields and monitors for ingressing assets. We're not going to transgress the Argentinian Chinese training area if at all possible. ROE against Chinese assets is do not engage unless fired upon. We understand ROE against Argentinian assets to be free fire. Lance Bingo is 3,000 pounds, and we will be using the place that 59 X-rays at for a bullseye.
Mount Pleasant.
Mount Pleasant. That's complete.
Okay, there's no chargers, so how about we just go with CUDA?
All right, CUDA's a 2-ship of F-18s, and we are going to do the southern watch of this mission. So we'll take the Mustang flight will hand off the escorts to us when they get about halfway there, and we'll escort them down and then be on the lookout for anything coming into our airspace. We'll be on 119.0, 251 for tactical, and that is CUDA complete.
All right, Mustang.
Mustang's going to be a flight of 3 Hornets taking off from the Truman. We're going to hang out just to the west, the east of the Truman along the Chile border. We're going to wait for transports to come in from the northwest, escort them to the southeast, and hand them off to CUDA when we get around one of the airfields down there. Other than that, we're going to watch out for anyone encroaching on Chilean airspace.
And Raven.
Raven Flight of 4 will be doing CAS taking off from the Tarawa, then later operating out of Puntas Natales as well as the FARP. We will be contacting the UAV as well as the on-the-ground Axeman for tasking. We will be on radio codes 251 for tactical and 253 with the AFAC. Raven complete.
Only one amendment there. Raven is like flight of 3.5. I have no idea what I'm doing.
You got this.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I shot you down last night and then watched you the second time. I was like, oh, whoops. He's actually just trying to figure out how to drop ordnance. I was a dick. My bad.
Oh. All right. One last thing I'll tell you guys is that because there's not as many aircraft on the carriers, I did put a few assets on the deck, so that'll look a little bit better, a little bit more lifelike. I tried not to overload it, so let me know if it helps the immersion.
I approve.
Yes.
Will the pause spawn overlap with these static objects?
I mean, they're just linked to the carrier, so they'll just be sitting there.
They're probably out of the way enough. If not, we'll know with a fireball immediately, so it'll be fine.
They're not anywhere where you should spawn, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the 6-pack, you shouldn't be having static objects in the 6-pack anyway.
Yeah, I didn't like load it up or anything. All right, if that's it, let's go ahead and get in. Start mission ready and up there.
It's hot. But why it's unpausing itself? That's fucking stupid.
It wants to go.
Wait. Vance, are you flying in track IR tonight?
I always fly track IR.
Is the server good to go?
Don't know why I thought you didn't for a second.
It's fucking stupid. It keeps on pausing itself. I don't know why.
Oh
It
shit.
says it is.
All right.
It'll be fine.
I mean-
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Everybody needs a little flambe in their life on the carrier deck.
I'll let you know, Vapor, if this thing finishes.
All right.
That's funny. I guess they only turn on the bulk of their servers during patch days, or probably 72 hours after a patch drops. They keep them on and save money by not keeping them running full time.
Yeah, something like that.
Fuck this pilot model.
No impact.
Shift P will get rid of your pilot.
Yep. I just
Yeah, I
don't
do
like
that.
it.
Yeah, that's like you have this giant-sized man just blocking everything you can see in the backseat.
I wish they made that like a special option to choose which one that
Well, like
is your default.
turning mirrors off and things like that.
His chest is quite girthy.
I don't need a play-by-play
like,
on your attraction, Vapor.
I can't see like half the buttons.
It's got some like thunder thighs, but then again, it might be the G suit too.
It probably is the G suit and the gear and everything.
I'm ready for sliding.
Oh yeah.
We didn't talk about loadout. We may not be getting too much direct combat, but what do you guys want to do?
We're going 2-3-2.
I felt a bang. Yep, I had a little bang there. I need to slide out.
You might be okay, though. Check for damage.
Jester told me we have major damage.
Oh, that's not good.
So I trust him. Alright, accepting. Let me know when you're back there before I turn the power on.
Alright, I'm going 422. Remember, Charlie Phoenixes, folks.
Back there,
Alright, Hammer. Yep.
Chief, turn on the ground power.
Got some floating grass above our heads, but I'm back.
Connect ground air supply. Copy. Ground power is now on. Ground air supply is now connected. Request rearming. Copy.
Intercom check.
5x5, cross check.
Loud and clear.
Alright, rearm's complete. We're mostly started up here. Left engine coming on.
225, Lance 1, comms check.
Canopy clear.
225, Lance
225, Lance 2.
Lance 4, Lance 1.
2, okay. At 80 feet. Vance, I'll go ahead and leave my TACAN attached to the carrier. And then you can use yours for the tanker and the bullseye.
Copy that. It's 51 and then 41 for the tanker.
Be firm. All right, everything looks up good. Good up here for takeoff.
Startup status.
25%.
No, repeat last.
Everything looks good up here for startup, so we're just waiting on the alignment.
3 is starting INS.
All right, I'm going to pull the ground power and ground air.
Chief, turn off the ground power.
All right, alignment's finished.
Alright, set free to boat.
Say again, Fant. I missed it.
I was saying, set freak the boat, although with 4 of us, it's probably not needed.
Yeah, copy. Thank you. Let me know when we're ready to taxi.
We should be good. I'll go ahead and start working on making sure waypoints are in the system.
Copy. Lance 2, taxi Cat 3. Wings coming out, flaps down.
Lance 1 and 2 will launch as soon as ready, then Lance 3 and 4, you guys can come in as ready.
Lance 2 reports Cat 3 operational.
What?
Right, rolling forward for tension. Locked in. Control sweep, control spring correct, flaps down. 2 set ready.
Copy.
Run it up.
2 run it up.
3, 2, 1, salute.
2. Wheels up, flaps up.
1, wheels up, flaps up, climbing 1,000.
2's got you in sight, crossing right.
1.
Lance 3, taxiing catapult 3.
Slow it down.
2's loose trail. Just getting level so we can equalize 300 knots.
Copy. 1 slowing it down to 300 knots.
Alright, we should have all our points plugged in. I don't even see AWACS to connect to yet.
Copy that. I'm going to reset the AHARs in a second. At 10 miles, 2 is going to go ahead and reset. Two reset complete. Rejoin.
Alright, push and tack.
Hey, 4, are you going to be good to go reset shortly?
Four is real on us currently. Stand by.
My shooter's arm is getting tired.
Oh, I hate it when I get shooter's arm.
It's okay, he works that arm out.
He's going to be working it out for another 20 minutes here, just throwing his wrist up in the air.
One, nosing up, going to no power.
2 trail. Too tight right.
It looks like we already got some patrols off to our 9.
Nice.
2-1, fence in, possible contacts, 270 for 60, 30,000, potential intercept.
2.
1, music on.
Four's locked to the cat.
You can go ahead and obviously chat with Vapor 2 if you want to coordinate an intercept. Up to you.
Copy. Yeah, I don't think they'll be intercepting us. Probably just doing their patrol.
I thought our east tack was 252.
Is it?
2-1, check right,
I think so.
30 degrees, 350. 355, correction.
The east is 25. 25.
Sorry, that was a bribe.
Who's pushing 2515?
What's airborne?
Copy. 3 is gonna set up at heading 0 for magnetic realignment.
1 rolling up. Three one.
Go 3.
Got Jeff's up here.
3-1, potential contact with intercepting possible JF-17 270 from our flight path, or from your flight path. Just be advised that they're there.
Hey, Lead, do we have a data link yet for AWACS?
Negative, I don't show it.
1-3R, 270 from my position. We have a bandit at 30,000 that is moving north along with us, but it is over the zone, no-go zone, so we cannot pursue it there.
2-1, 1 shows that bandit to be north-south from steer point 1, which means it's pushing out of their training zone.
We're talking about different bandits then, because we just took off from the carrier and we have a different one that's straight west of us right now.
Copy. 2-1, do you have the bandit in the 30 block? That's about 40-50 miles from us right now.
Our bandits in the 30 block. Sorry, were you talking about 2?
Yeah, I was talking to 2.
He's talking about this guy off the nose.
2-1, let's set up for a grinder on this guy. 2, go right, 060.
2 split right 060.
Bait.
The only thing I see off our nose are the S3 tanker and Magic.
Flight. Male 17 is Argentinian, although we don't have correlating... Disregard.
Lead 2, you sure we don't have the tanker up there?
Yeah, Lead, that looks like it's going to be our tanker. It's a Viking in trail of AWACS.
Lead. Alright, 1 and 2, let's investigate this contact in the 30 band. 240 for approximately 40.
2 coming left to band 30 south of steer 1.
Copy. 1 is pushing for VID on same bandit. 2, please cover.
Lead 2, that guy just turned east towards the CV. Zoom me in the notch on TID.
2, lead. We show that guy still tracking north. But it's ship data link, so it may be garbage.
Alright, 60 miles, sorry, 46 miles on the 30 band.
Copy. 1 has 41 miles. Let's move in, get a VID.
2's going pursuit lag.
Contact appears to be a heavy.
I'm gonna climb up to Angels 30.
Copy that. Trying to get an eye.
Contact is a candid. What is that?
I see him conning at our 1 o'clock.
Should I try SDT on him?
Negative.
To roughly 300.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the nose on his trail, his contrail, and then you slew the camera to the right to pick him up. If you go to the TCS right now and put it on the master mode and narrow, you should have the contrail in the front.
From Bandit, 21 miles.
2's going for a TCS view on it.
TCS mode in what? Slave or TCS?
TCS mode, and then if you look off the nose, you'll be able to see this contrail. Yeah, you can barely see it right now.
Yeah, I'm not getting anything on it.
See it in the center of the screen there? Just a hint of it. I'll come right a little bit further. I'm just trying not to point the nose directly at him. Okay, I just saw you with the TCS. Go ahead and go back to it, the selector.
Correct.
I can guide you on the HUD, so come back to the center, down slightly. Down, 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 down. There. Just past the contrail barely.
10 miles, pushing to intercept.
And then go, yep, there was the contrail. You might need to go to wide mode just to get the contrail first, and then you can slew right. There it is again, off the nose.
Are you guys setting up your patrol at the Falklands?
Yeah,
Coming
this
right.
thing's so touchy.
You're almost on it. There it is, there it is, there it is. Yep, right there. Lock. 2's got TCS lock on heavy.
H6.
Copy. 1 is pulling up alongside heavy.
Nope, that's not an H6.
1, he's launching flares, he's launching flares.
1 copies, flares.
The IL-76. Chinese marking on the IL-76. He's dropping flares still.
1 is pulling astern and then coming up next.
We have anything on data link further out from this guy, just so we don't lose SA?
Negative.
Okay. Just the guys that are 10, I guess, which are JF-17s.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna lose data link anyway from being this far away from the boat.
Contact is very slow. 1 is down to 240 knots.
Cut the radar left for a moment. I've got visual on this guy anyway, so come left and just see where those Jeffs are. They should be at our 300 for some range.
Contact speed approximately 220 knots.
There they are.
1 is pulling up alongside.
1 to Jeff 17 nails, no factor. They're about 100 miles to our west, flow south.
Copy.
Two loose trail. And he's not kidding, this guy is really slow.
Leveling off at 30,000. 4.
Yeah, I don't know if it might
One is established alongside contact.
I don't know if it's just Cowboys wedge tail mod that might not be working too well with the
Contact
Tomcat.
appears to be IL-76, tail number 20548 Chinese.
Yeah, maybe. You've got canes turned off, right?
That is correct. We're on TAC. Should I go fighter data link?
We need to establish a freak with Vapor. But we could, yeah, would be a good backup.
Yeah, I don't even know how to do that.
We have a contact. There's contact.
Okay, I can talk you through it. So you see on your data link, you got some numbers there for freak.
Friendly. Okay, that's tanker.
Go ahead and turn it to
yeah.
315.0, which is one off of the titty.
Copy.
And we can use that. We'll just tell Vapor.
Lead, recommend pushing fighter data link. 3150.
Copy 3150, fighter to fighter.
And while Vapor's up there messing with that, let's just do a big super search and keep him clear.
Alright, advise if
Ooh,
you make
off the
sabbatical
nose.
maneuver, please.
That's probably our tanker, actually. Got an AI radar from that thing. I bet you that might be the AWACS since it's an unknown radar source.
Does not have 315.0 as an available data link freak. I only have 300 points.
I recommend calling out whatever available freak.
Copy. 300.10.
300.10. I'll gotta step away for like 2
Advise,
seconds.
one has
Hammer,
radar
I'll be right back.
contact direct north track south.
Sure.
10,000 band, 60 miles. No IFF.
Where that's lodged, yes. Lead to 3 more JF-17 RWR contacts.
Lead copies. 2-1. Could you turn out, investigate, check ranges?
Copy 1, my Rio's in out for about a minute.
Copy. Lance 3, Lance 1.
Delta 3.
3-1 is from Steer 1, approximately 150 for 30. Could you please put your radar in this direction and see if there are any JF-17s coming towards us?
Affirm.
Lead to nothing in Twiz mode.
Good enough. I think this is definitely our baddie, so we're gonna stay with him.
You responding to F-10 commands at all?
I don't have any F-10 commands available. Which would you want me to paint?
17, okay, never mind.
Steer 1 and to its southwest. do not like
Back
flying
fan?
220 knots with a whole lot of enemy painted on my RWR.
You back, buddy?
Leveling off at 250 altitude for 30,000.
What's your approximate location relative to Tier 1?
Relative Steer 1, we are roughly 70 miles.
Copy 060 for 70 from Steer 1.
AFM.
Alright, Hammer, sorry.
In the same area, if you could basically
No
run
worries,
a
mate.
rotating grinder in support of,
Give me a super search when we have a second. I want to turn around and take a look.
from Steer 1, 090 for 20.
You'll have to go RWS mode first, otherwise you'll have a maximum width.
76 from Steer 1, 090 20.
There we go.
Tracking
The guy off our nose looks to be the tanker. The guy on the right seems to be the AWACS, or other way around with the RWR.
Copy, we're already about 20 miles to your turn.
And then we're going to turn towards 17 nails and see what we find again.
Copy that.
Advisory, you have...
I don't think they're anywhere close to us, because even on Twiz I wasn't even getting a hint. Ah, there they are.
120 miles to
See if we can correlate.
Copy, correlating.
One level to correlate. Yep, that's them. Lead 2 concurs. We've got some 20 bar contacts, maybe 125 miles, 240.
Could you plan to engage those contacts if they engage us? If they start pushing within 80 miles of us?
Sure, but they're not coming to us yet.
80 miles is still going to be outside of our zone.
Yeah, that's fine, but if you just commit to them at that point, it's good enough. We want to stay with this IL-76 if we can.
3 copies. Three is going to do a left-hand orbit to hold ourselves out from that border before we prosecute. 1. We have 2 bandits on scope, offset roughly 60 miles from each other, both singletons.
Assuming that one at 3 is...
But one dropped off
I don't think it's a tanker,
RWR1.
but it's friendly.
4 cups.
Yeah, I think that 30 bar is the AWACS. It's got the AI.
Be nice if we could actually get the data link to work.
Yeah, seriously. We'll do okay without it. We just gotta keep putting our scanner around and be on alert.
I think 3 from returns is thinking that those singletons are probably
I was gonna say
actually due to the
I could go up and down the frequency spectrum trying to guess what the
Yeah, 4-3. I managed to lock it up at 118 miles, so whatever it was big.
Try not to lock them, just bug them on Twiz.
Copy.
Sometimes hostiles react vigorously to a lock.
Be another super, and let's see if we get any returns with the magnitude bar.
Camera on it, but
160 by 2 bar should be enough. There's nothing inside of 130 miles anyway.
I mean, my mindset is if they react vigorously, we'll react vigorously.
So we'll just continue this rotation, see where they're at when we get their nodes back on them.
Ooh, there's a sniff. 30K.
4 copies.
Bug him real quick so we can get a range. Oh, fair enough. That's right. I won't give it to you. Let's see. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140. 140 miles. He's heavy.
174.
Okay, math is a little off. Lead 2, we got a huge target northwest of Steer 2. 171 miles in Twiz, 30K.
Copy. 1 also had that contact approximately 50 miles from us.
Negative 170 miles. It's hot, but it's way out there.
Copy. Could still be a TOI.
Yep, could be. We'll check on it every couple minutes.
Copy.
Flying a snake pattern behind you to keep my speed up and keep the fuel going. I went ahead and I put my tack in on the tanker because we can't.
Orbit overhead. I can hang with this guy. Snow fighters.
Already doing it. I'm just at cruise speed, snaking back and forth.
Copy.
Does it say on the tip when you get data link? Like, is there a symbol?
Haifu's on the bottom are data link, and Haifu's on the top are from us.
Copy. Like I said, I'm just.
One of us is in parameters to fight at least.
I'm just going up and down the frequency spectrum.
Yeah, we're not getting it. If we could get it, it would show up on the kneeboard automatically. Let's try and go back to our fighter to fighter. At least we can contribute that.
And 3-1, obviously while we're tied up here, you guys have got to watch for additional TOIs.
Alright, coming back left again.
1 is now from Steer 2, 180 for 30 miles. Still tracking 350.
Whatever that is, it's huge. To get Twiz this far out, wow.
One of the bandits has turned south. Other one is currently faded.
2 reporting on our huge target northwest of 2. It's 140 miles, hot to Steer 2.
Crosstalk, unreadable.
Two Bandit northwest Steer 2, 140.
Request bogey dope.
We'll level off on heading 000.
Magic 1-1. Uzi 1.
Flight, do we yet have AWACS data link?
Darkstar 1-1. Uzi 1-2. Request bogey dope.
That's correct, lead.
We do now have AWACS data link.
No, that's correct, we do not.
Lead copy.
This area's supposed to be magic.
Darkstar is our closest AWACS. He's given us stuff to 16160.
AWACS, which doesn't, because it's a mod, does not integrate with the 14's link for.
Copy. Contact has turned 300.
Yeah, lead. Recommend squad push 251 for some callouts from Darkstar.
1, pushing tactical to 251.
Darkstar 1-1. Uzi 1-2. Request bogey dope. Uzi 1-2. Darkstar 1-1. Bra 252. Fort 103 at 18,000.
For 10 more miles to the north, and we'll turn back south.
Lead, your IL-76 is turned towards the 30 out contact off the steer 2.
Copy. Where is the 30 alt contact relative steer 2 now?
300 for 130 miles hot.
Lead has radar contact.
Lead 2, we've crossed our marker area here.
A firm. We're outside of our waypoints now.
$20 miles till we cross another training zone.
Copy. Lead, breaking off right. I'm going to scan for that contact in the 30 band that should now be roughly 2R090.
Contact 30 band off the nose, 109 miles hot.
Yeah, there's another contact in the 30 band that's in this vicinity. I also show contact off the nose to be tracking 090.
A-firm, he just turned.
I'm not seeing anything else at 30 band.
I think he's talking about the AWACS, dude. That's the only thing that's 090 from us.
120 sorry, stand by.
Yeah, another thing that's funny is like the AWACS is at 31,000.
210 for roughly 120 miles. Hostile near the others, but was inbound before it faded, roughly 25,000 feet.
This is a bar that keeps shooting out of us.
I think that's the data link. Like, I think it loses connection and that it's trying to search for it.
Copy.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Normally that type of bar is something jamming us.
About 100.
But I don't see any other indicators that would say that's what it's doing.
Copy.
Yeah, and I have the switch down at the bottom data link mode.
It does, but it's new contact and it's currently hot, so advisory at the moment.
Maybe somebody else is on the fighter-to-fighter drawing nav grid lines or some shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch back to the boat and see if it clears up anything.
Copy.
Yeah, that's a little bit more.
True 1, where are you right now, reference tier 2?
Right behind you, one.
No, I'm in 3. Sorry if I said 2.
Lead 2 is also pushing back data link to the boat, able to get a little bit more contact out here.
Lead copy to the boat.
1, we are 50 miles south, steer 2.
Copy, are you tracking south at the moment?
Affirm.
Copy, gotcha.
Where is that? That's coming from? If that line has any indication, it's coming straight from the east. No clue what's up.
One is climbing to 40, and we're going to come left and establish east-west patrol.
2. Two, fuel state 13.8.
14-1.
Yeah, 3-4, can you confirm they're about 93 miles from us now? Right, Gimple?
Affirm.
Looks like there's that 2 ship out there. I see that's bugging 3 and 4.
4, we're just gonna keep
Yeah,
heading
firm.
south and judge to see if they make a push on us off the data lane.
4 copies all.
Fourthly, just a reminder that ROE is that weapons hold unless we are locked or fired upon.
3-1, confirm. That's vis-a-vis Chinese, right? Not vis-a-vis Argentinian assets.
You may engage Argentine air units that engage you, fire on you, or radar lock. Unquote.
Interesting. Copy. 1, coming left for patrol leg.
Alright, let's super search, see if we find anything left in the Triple D. We should be able to scan the entire island as we pass over in this turn.
And 1 is holding 250 knots.
Lead 2, is anyone getting intermittent jam frequencies on their radar?
14's has been jamming this whole time.
Oh yeah, that's Vapor. That's who it is.
That was me.
Walking up my radar, by the way.
I guess let's go ahead and put our noise silent if we've got it on, but yeah, Vapor's was on.
Oh yeah, I always keep that silent until combat.
Yeah, that's interesting. Every time one of our bars was passing over him, it was jamming in response. That's why it was intermittent and not steady. It was waiting until our bar swept over him.
4, turning 140.
4.
Lead 2, I'm going to come right and sweep steer 3 with the radar again.
1 is pointing nose north on contact at 31.5, approximately 300 for 101 miles, tracks 090.
And we'll sweep the island once more and then turn back towards lead. I'm also going to pull the power back. He's flying really fast.
12.5 fuel state.
Tanker's 52 miles to our south, looks like.
Yeah, that should be fun. It's a Viking at 15,000 feet.
Yeah, no problem. It's got a basket. I'll get it in there.
2-1, once you've completed your sweep, we're going to run an intercept on this aircraft entering at 31.5 from Steer 2, 350 for 80.
2 copies. Sweep the islands clear.
4, turning back to the north, left-hand turn.
There's those Jeffs. 2 flights. Doing a good job picking them up way out here.
Can you confirm enemy group or previous enemy group looks like they're working parallel with us?
2 flights, Jeffs out there.
Yeah, they briefly showed up as enemy.
Oh yeah, there's 2 separates. The tall one that you're actually getting on RWS, that guy, that's probably some sort of heavy. Otherwise, we wouldn't be picking a Jeff up this far away. But the 2 on data link is the fighter.
I will definitely agree with you on that one.
3 and 4, you got a heavy merging with those Jeff flights south of Steer 1, 100 miles. That guy's new. Go for 2.
1 has contact 340 for 67, off the nose, closing for VID at 250 knots.
Switch to ground stab real quick. I think this guy's going away from us. We're just faster than him. I think that's the old dude. Yeah, he's cold. Not a problem. Alright, we can resume on the 3-2. Lead 2, radar contact your intercept. We're 84 miles.
Copy, 1's going to hold 250 knots so we can catch up a little bit.
Lead, you're good. We're 15 miles behind you.
Copy, 1 shows range 51 miles.
Yeah, copy. We're just conserving gas back here.
1.
Alright, autopilot on. Just pulling her back to cruise speed.
What is everybody's fuel state?
1 is 13.2.
3 send 5. Correction 4.
2-1.
Go for 2.
Contact is heavy, possible transport, possible airliner. Closing in for VID.
2. Now let's check around, see if he has any friends. I think he's alone.
11.5.
Shame we don't have time to hit the tanker right now because it's near us. But assuming we don't need to do any burner time, we're okay right now. Are we 8 bar right now?
We are 4 bar.
We'll just do a quick 8 and then you can go back. I just want to make sure there's nobody low here. My hunch is he's alone. Lead 2, we super searched around and under you. That guy's alone. Alright, you can do whatever you want now. He's clean.
This is kind of a really odd.
Contact appears to be IL-76.
Sorry, really odd what?
It says it's kind of like an odd mission.
0, roughly 80 miles.
Yeah, never know what's gonna happen.
Contact is turning.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like
turning right
like I
hot.
have no idea what's happening or going to happen.
Buddy, 14.
Is that a 2 or okay? It's a single. For a second, it showed as double.
Yeah, it can, briefly. It's not always perfect.
2-4, sorry, that was bleed over. I was trying for a quiz.
2-1, 1 is hopping into lag and making for intercept.
Yeah, if you ever have doubts, just tighten the Twiz azimuth up as much as you can and lower the bars as much as it'll let you. And that'll be the fastest update rate you can get.
Or, let's turn back south.
Once Vapor merges with this guy, it'll be tough to tell them apart. I got Vapor's Con. Looking for the other guy. Piat 31.5. Oh yeah, he's down in that soup. Can't even see it. There's Vapor. Did I teach you the ground stab trick?
Which one?
So when you turn it to ground stab, it gives their absolute vector rather than their relative vector.
You got that single 10 left gimbal.
So you can see if they're cold or if you're just, like, are they hot on you or are you just faster than them? So yeah, there you go. Now you can see his true bearing, which is about 090. Like if we go back to aircraft stab, you'll see the velocity vector is a lot closer towards us. But that's just because our speed is higher than him. Alright, I got him visually. It's another 3 o'clock, or 2 o'clock.
70?
Gonna come in a lag here.
Coming up on 1 and 2, but he's not on data link right now, and I can't pick him up while we're in the turn.
Yeah, copy that. I didn't see anything on our turn either, but definitely follow your lead.
I was trying to find him on camera.
1 is a stern contact catching up. 1 mile.
Yeah, follow us in, we're gonna try to track this guy down.
Like another IL-76 to me.
This guy, short 270 up, steer 2.
Heavy as heck. If you want me to, I can help you talk the camera onto him again. If you want me to help.
Island Bandit on 6.
Down a little bit, there's the contrail. Vapors in the back, there you go.
Do you know how far behind us?
40, 60 miles.
Got him. Alright, let's go FOV narrow, we should be able to ID him.
Copy. copy. 1 copies. 2, do you want to
Oh
investigate
yeah,
up
aisle
that
76.
We're already on it. Don't worry about it.
Lead to TCS aisle 76.
R4R, do you know what the range block was?
Stand by.
TOI, north of Steer 2, has Chinese markings, type IL-76.
Two concurs TCS.
Push shackle left. Alright, I have him, but I don't have range right now. He is currently roughly at our 310. I have him on pulse.
4R copy, swap into pulse.
I'm only seeing him on the DDD. I can't actually get a lock. He's in the notch.
Yeah, copied that. What altitude would you say, if you had to guess?
30,000.
Hey, from?
You should learn the little bug for the asteroids back there. I think there's a couple games. There's like asteroids, and then there's the block break game.
Yeah, 3R4R, still blind. We'll support.
No Jeff nails still.
He's about 100 miles out right now, I think.
4, 3 here. We're gonna turn true north and see if he pushes us at all.
4R.
Autopilot on. Really trying to make fuel here. Get on the fuel chart.
Maybe that might help.
What's the basis of the left point at the moment?
It's anchored to steer point 2.
Looking
Our
east?
4 ship is going to be low fuel state.
Correct.
And 3 is currently at 9.3.
Copy 3, do you want to hit the tanker? 1 is at 12.3, so I'm good for a while.
Well, you can hit the tanker if 4 wants to join or whatever it needs to do.
Recommend we only break out 1 ship at a time, just so we maintain some coverage at least.
Okay, from 4, do you want to go?
4 fuel state 7.8 current.
Copy, sounds like it's 4.
From what I can get from that radar, he is cold from us heading northwest. He's probably no factor by this point. He might be the guy you scared away.
About 50 minutes remaining in the mission.
Floor's breaking up.
We're burning $5,000 an hour, so we should end up with like 6,000 or 7,000 pounds. Got about 2,000 pounds combat radius or combat time. We'll go ahead and pull the bingo up to 6,000.
And 3-1, are you still in range of the ship's data link?
It's negative lead.
Copy, 1 just got data link back actually.
3 is still getting data link.
Yep, now we've crossed back, received it again. Tell them I need to scramble a Hawkeye up here.
Wouldn't it be nice? Can't beat 1960s technology. Well, this was a good time.
Uzi, 1-2, Dark Star, 1-1, Bra, 228, 4350.
Not intentional.
I'm a little nervous to fly alongside this guy's cockpit because of their propensity to make really hard, sudden turns.
2 unto others as 1 does to you.
We can give him a Chinese-style thump if he likes that.
We've only got 1 cheek and a fighter.
He's just looking for his balloon, leave him alone.
How tough is it for us to go back to our normal screen? I want to try and do a Western search real quick, make sure we're not being chased or something.
2-1, could you let me know when we cross the line between steers 2 and 3?
You're basically on it, lead.
Copy, I thought we were close. F10 option when?
Lead 2, we're going to break off right and just do a quick super search. We got double... Actually, I think that AI behind us is the AWACS. Alright, coming right for a quick check. Just keeping an eye on the power settings and stuff here, so just let me know if you see anything.
Copy that. Same old contacts.
No new triple D bumps.
Negative.
Okay, we're almost around.
Only thing on the triple D was the AWACS at 3.
Copy.
Contact rolling out 080 heading.
What do you think has the best radar? The carrier or Ticonderoga?
The Ticonderoga probably.
Or the Arleigh-Burke, probably be the same.
Ticonderoga is your fleet defense missile cruiser, so it's probably got the best one. Arleigh-Burke is going to be the same Spy 9 as the carrier. But Ticonderoga's got the big old Aegis radar on it.
I'll push the Tycho. 4 is swapped over to take your frequency.
1.
We're gonna go ahead and push Tycho Freak for deadling, see if we can get a little bit better range.
1.
Two, fuel state 11.
11.6.
3 is 7.8.
If you want to push towards the tanker as well and kind of start the cycle, we're good with that. Bear in mind, the S3 doesn't carry a lot of gas, so we suspect between the two of you guys you're going to tap it out. That's okay, though.
I can draw only 78,000 pounds.
Probably a good idea if you both do that, 3 and 4, just because it might tap out from a single jet taking a full load after this long into a mission.
Be advised, he's orbiting at about 14.5.
What's wrong? Are you guys connected yet?
Negative, we're pulling up on a steel now.
Copy.
Seeing anything cool out there?
Then I'll start heading that way.
Negative.
Roger that.
Bummer. How far behind us can we see if we're ground stab 400? We see past our waypoint 2, just barely. Steal that orbiting flight of Jeff's down there.
Who is mail 17 times 3, dead 6.
Yeah, 3's checking it.
They're still west of Steer 1, but they're hot Steer 1, maybe 80 miles out from Steer 1.
What about where the Hornets are?
Negative. They'd be on the other side. Jeffs are about halfway between the Chinese no-go and Steer 1.
If you're attempting pre-contact, it's transmitting on your VHF, or on your 225 radio.
Ready, pre-contact. Uzi, 1-2, Dark Star, 1-1, Bra, 234, 4350, at 12,000, cold.
Tell you what we could use right now is that Jeff Elint pod.
Or what's the one in this called? Tarps? That's just photography, right?
Yeah, just a photography pod. If you want to practice with the TCS again, they're under our nose.
Copy. Yeah, it makes you wonder what an AUG-9 would do if you actually hooked it up to
I heard the Chinese are up to something since they painted the same tail number on these two aircraft.
There's a really excellent F-14D Tomcast episode that goes into a little bit of that. Okay, a little bit to the right. If you go nose straight down, you'll get the contrail, and then you can follow it up to the left. A little bit left. Yep, there's the con. Nice.
3 is pushing tanker. 1. Lance 3 pushing tanker 3.
So, are you supposed to lock it with the cross, or just,
yeah, 3 and 4 are, we're trying to probe right now.
The 4 dots are the actual acquisition point of the camera. All the cross tells you is how close to the gimbal limits it is.
We're about 30 miles out. You got time.
Dang it, I had it.
Solid copy.
Yeah, it is pretty sensitive. I have a lot of curves on my HCU. Nice. Yeah, with the D model, apparently 2 data link Tomcats can do this with their TCSs and actually make a missile firing solution out of it because it's triangulated.
And 3, for our be advised, it's not a KC-135, it's a one of those Vikings.
Alright, prepare to copy coordinates.
2, check the message.
On, let me take a picture.
Locations marked on your map.
Ready, pre-contact. Pontiac 1-2, taxi to parking area.
Oh wow, some of those are far away. That's doable. We got the gas. Coming 270.
And 2-1, once you have the coordinates, could you please put map markers down for each one?
Lead 2, they're already there. We're turning 270 for the northwest coordinate.
1, turning 270 and following you out.
1, you might want to pick another one. They're very well spaced out.
Copy.
Hey,
which
GUI
one we wanna
97. This mission is a variety of players against a dynamic scripted AI engine, and it's one mission in a campaign of multiple missions that the first few kind of went hot in the war with Argentina. Now China's getting involved.
I'm only seeing
and this mission is kind of like probing their involvement for future missions, but if we screw up and accidentally aggro them, it kind of starts World War III. So we're trying to do some tense no-fly zone type operations here. Say again, Fan?
I said I'm only seeing 2 markers.
Let's try and cross-check them and see which one doesn't line up with the top one, or with the coordinates.
It looks like the third coordinate doesn't have a marker that I didn't see.
Lead to the map markers that you put down. Are those the north platform and other one?
Lead to... Those are mission generated. We did not put them in.
Copy.
So GUI, these missions are handwritten by our squadron members. They're not automatically generated.
The 2 map markers.
So we have a team of guys that writes missions with newspaper articles, briefings, custom voice content, lots of things to make it immersive.
Copy. Could you read out the third coordinates? I'll just drop a waypoint on it.
Copy that. It is 5320.
Yeah, we do this every Saturday night, 7 PST. You can see we got a lot of players in here. We'll zoom out really quick. Eastern area of operations is where China has set up some things in these islands. They're selling aircraft to Argentina and exploring some oil wealth down here. Our carrier is off the sea enforcing a no-fly zone from Argentina to Chile. And now that the Chinese are involved, we're trying to figure out how much they're partnering. There's a training area and a no-fly zone. And then on the Argentinian front, we've got some other aircraft over here flying attack missions against the Argentinian army, who are trying to basically invade southern Chile because they want the tip of the South American peninsula. So they're trying to raid from Rio Gallegos southwest here, and we're actively stopping that. So this is a hot war zone, and then where we are is not a war zone. We're just trying to guard the Falklands and wondering what the heck the Chinese are doing in this area. So as you see, we were escorting some Chinese spy planes earlier, and now we're trying to investigate these oil platforms that
Did we
have
want
popped
to try
up.
and push the north waypoint?
Yeah, I'm pushing the one that's 270 for 200.
28 miles away. It is directly south of Tier 1, approximately 100-ish miles.
Can we, oh never mind, we're already in RWS. Nope, just leave it here. We got Jeff nails off the nose, so they're probably really far out.
3-4R, be advised, looks like the Vikings running about 290-ish.
Probably need to hit the Viking on the way home. Thank you, sir.
In progress of connecting.
Copy.
Lead 2, we're pushing the oil rig west of Steer 2 about 120 miles. They're also correlating GF-17 nails that direction, no radar contact. Hey, thanks for following, GUI. Appreciate it.
Copy 2. 3 and 4, we're going to let you guys take the southern target area. We're going to support 2.
Alright, set destination to IP. We should be in range.
Let's not try and do this with solos if there's JF-17s.
Do we have a map marker for where the third platform is?
No, that was the only one I didn't see.
If you have the coordinate, I can mark it.
Yeah, it is 532021.
Hang on. Just give me the big coordinates first so I can zoom in.
Tanker's yours. we're discussing alternatives at the moment.
53.
53. Wow, that's way east. Oh, no, wait, never mind. 53. Okay.
5.3.
53 by 63.
Copy.
We've already got that one marked on the map. South Platform 1. I've got
There's two
North
sets of
Platform.
coordinates. They must be right next to each other then.
Flight 4 is going, or 4
Read me out the
to
second set of coordinates. South
hit
Platform
Mount
2. I don't think it's marked.
Yeah, the very last set of coordinates is 53,202, and then the western is 63,090. So they almost are on top.
4-1.
Oh yeah, they must be. I'm zooming in. I just can't see that they're different from each other.
4-1. One of our investigation points is actually quite close to the carrier group. Recommend you go to the carrier instead, and then go to that point.
Alright, well, hopefully it's correct.
4 copies.
Maybe it was away so they didn't overlap on the map and become, illegible. So maybe he only just had one mark for that tight area.
Yeah, maybe so.
3 is mile and trail from Tanker.
Do you have IP points selected as the steer point?
I do.
Okay, copy. 156. Alright, coming right. Just trying to do some fuel and timing math in my head here.
Yep, we just dipped under 10,000.
1-4R, was it a visual, or did it require a,
Gonna come up to 0.85.
camera type inspection?
Visual inspection. It's probably on the surface.
No problem.
And one has a surface target on coordinates. I'm going to try to drop a map marker.
Alright, so here's how you can do some preventative stuff on the way in. So narrow, low bar pulse scans, even 1 bar at this range. Sometimes you can oversaturate just an area and get something on the triple D. If you slowly sweep it back and forth, you can see if you get a magnitude hit off of something, even if you don't get a range. Usually it's not worth bothering, but we're trying to find stuff so far past this point that's far away that any time helps.
Be advised, it seems like the south platform point roughly correlates with the coordinates for location 3.
Yeah, lead, we were looking at those two sets of coordinates. They're almost on top of each other.
Yeah, copy. One's just to the south of the other by a few miles.
The other thing you should be able to detect at some point in pulse mode with the filter off, you can probably detect the oil rig itself and lock it at some point.
If you check out south
I
platform,
don't know how
that's
soon
fine.
you're going to be able to see it.
If you have to do it now, then go ahead.
Yeah, we're still 140 miles now.
It is to 230 for
I mean, it
85
is
miles.
big, but yeah, you'll just have to mess around between PD search and pulse search. And you might actually get a return in PD search on it.
Yeah, I see a little. I mean, it's detecting the ocean at least.
Yeah, see if you can lock it, and if it comes up as a contact over the waypoint, we know it's probably the rig. You won't lock it with that, you'll get it on the triple D, with the HCU triple D button.
Dark Star 1-1, Uzi 1-2, request bogey dope.
Yeah, that's how I found the boats in the other, what was it? I think it was Vapor's mission when we were air dive bombing boats.
Right, we show mission time is 30 minutes remaining, so we probably don't have time for an RTB.
Request picture.
Let me increase the bars.
3-1, what's the status of your refueling?
Unplugged right now.
Copy. So 3 and 4 is my recommendation. 4 flow slowly towards TOI point, 40,000 feet, 250 knots, nice and slow. And 3 can catch up once refueled, and then you can investigate.
Let's see, what's our true
Yeah,
airspeed?
not even a spike yet. Jeff off the nose, though.
Yep. Let's see if you can grab him. 217 nails off the nose.
1 concur, we're in 40 Mile Trail.
Two times.
1 concur.
I think that's them right there. 30,000.
Yeah, it could be. Keep an eye on it.
Manual.
See what the airspeed looks like. We'll be able to find out. Let's see. Closure 700 knots. Yeah, that could be.
I mean,
Still feels like a big fat fuck, though. We're doing 481 true. That means he's only doing like 200 something true. He's pretty slow.
He might be laden.
That's possible. Using those altitude push buttons, you can get an idea of their calibrated airspeed. You have like alt, speed, a bunch of other triggers there. And it'll calculate his airspeed.
Which button?
You know where you put in your GPS coordinates? Those key buttons have like sub buttons that say like alt, speed, bearing, things like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, if you press one, it'll replace the top row with the value that you asked for.
Oh,
there you go. Nice. Ground speed 350.
4-1.
Go for 4.
4-1, due to how far away 3 is from you, recommend you hold in your current position at 40,000 feet, 225 knots-ish.
That thing reminds me of those like old BMW computers that you would have in your car. Like your fuel range and shit.
It reminds me of my grandma's 78 Mark IV Continental.
Yeah, there you go.
It had like a whole bunch of like silver buttons on the dash, like giant like stamp size buttons.
That's awesome.
Let's widen the scope, and it looks like he's got some buddies in the area.
AWACS has him finally. See if we can pick up that rig again now that Tycho has him. Lead Tycho's finally picked up the contact west of Steer 1. Now where you can cheat is zoom in until the rig is just barely at the top of the screen. Yeah, now you can adjust your altitude even with a narrow scan. Like if you went down to 2 bar, you could bring it down to 0. A 0 altitude, and you'd know that you're scanning just the edge of that little lip there. Yes, now if you screw with the elevation until the bottom number is below ground. There you go, keep coming. Got it. Yep. There you go, nice. Alright, see if you pick up anything there near the point.
3 copies.
You can toggle it back and forth with the PD and with Pulse, and then take the MLC filter and turn it off. It's the switch on the upper left shoulder panel. The top says MLC, the middle is auto, and the bottom is off. You switch it off, you'll start getting returns even from the water.
1-4, be advised, we are flowing 3.5.
Just not seeing any spikes.
Yeah, no worries. Some static objects don't generate radar returns, which is unfortunate. Although they should.
Copy, new plan. 3 is going to investigate the site, and 4, you're just going to essentially orbit in the vicinity of where you are at slow speed. In the event of an emergency, you'll go in and support 3.
As we get closer, you can increase the bars to try and get a broader scope of ocean that you're looking at. And if your zoom level on the top is really high, like right now it's 71, you can even decrease the elevation even more. There you go. That's going to be pretty good. I'll start looking visually at about 35 miles. What I'm concerned about is this thing's going to have some sort of show rad on it, or AAA. Lead 2 is 50 miles from position. Sorry, my math sucks. It's 70. We're still closing.
Copy. Mission time to go, 20 minutes.
I don't want to push the fuel burn up too much more because we won't have a lot of fuel to climb out of this low altitude. Now that they sent the tanker home.
I'm trying to estimate our distance to boat. If that's correct, our return flight would be 215 miles.
Yeah, copy. That'll take us about 2,000 pounds at altitude on cruise. We should probably do another super search just to make sure we're not coming into anything. I know the last time we checked it and we're out of data link range now. Don't forget to reset elevation. Contact 20,000.
I bet that's what that is.
It is, yeah. See if we can get a speed off of that. Probably have to twizz them. Another nail 17 off the nose, but those are really far out.
3-1 shows a group on possible intercept course towards you from 270. Just be advised, approximately 100 miles.
Yeah, I have my radar monitor.
112 miles.
Copy. Let me know if you want 1 to divert south to support. We've got nothing up here. intercept, male 17 times 2 off the nose.
Check the ground stab real quick. Let's see which way he's flowing. Closure is basically 0. Yeah, he's cold. Lead 2, we got one fighter light contact, Angels 18 cold, southwest the north platform. Maybe 115 miles cold.
Crosstalk, repeat.
Contact southwest of North Oil platform, 20,000 cold, suspected JF-17.
Lance 1.
Lance 3 was saying that our contact at 270, we might actually need support. It's not that far away, roughly 70 miles.
So let's kind of brief my thoughts on this platform. Let me know what you've got. I'm thinking I'm going to try and locate it visually at 40 miles off the nose and try and put the TCS on it. And as we descend, I'm not going to go straight at it. I'm going to come off to the side. Probably the right side, and what I'm hoping is with your track IR you can zoom in and get some photos, because I won't be able to see it that clearly with VR.
Copy. Contacts seem to have turned away from you.
Starting to see a spike in that location.
Yep, see if you can lock it up. You're also level, so we're not looking at the platform, we're looking up in the air.
Damn, I thought I had some.
You probably had one of those Jeffs far away, but we need the platform now. Oh, visual platform. I can guide the TCS on it if you would like. It's like smoking.
Alright, ready.
Okay, I'm going to put the nose directly over it. One moment.
Not 150240, and split the difference between you and 3.
Okay, nose is right over it. You'll look down and very slightly left. A little higher. There you go, right there. There she is. Oh, you just barely had it.
Yeah.
Lead 2's got the oil platform in sight. We're going to take a look.
Lead. Any sign of hostile contacts?
There was a
RWR clean. We'll do one more super search before we descend. Go ahead and give me one last super, and then we'll go down and I'll point the nose at it.
We're in range to support.
Two's game plans, direct approach to 20 miles, then offset right 30 degrees, flyby. There's something else down there.
Yeah, there's a boat down
2.9. Stick it out to 2.5 and then bingo out.
Alright, ready on the TCS, ready on the TCS. Lead 2, we got a boat,
ready.
Possible warship next to this. And we're pointing the TCS at it right now. Bring the TCS back to neutral, it's right on the gun sight.
Lead does not have correlating RWR.
Lead, dock to the oil rig, we have 2 ships, 1 replenishment ship, 1 warship.
Lead copy. Take some photos.
Lead 2, we've got some good photos already via TCS. I don't know if we want to close much further than this.
Yeah, concur.
Yeah, I couldn't lock him. But we
Mission
saw
briefing did call for a low pass though, right?
Copy, 2 performing low pass.
Be careful on your own, but yeah, let's see.
All right, Fant, get your track IR ready. I'm moving him to the 10 o'clock position so we can break away if we need to. All right, you ready? I've got the flares. They're at our 10 o'clock. You see them?
I see him. What do you want?
As many screenshots as you can get, bud.
North. Now turning northwest.
Yeah, those are frigates. If he wanted to launch, we'd be dead by now.
Lead 2's breaking away. We got multiple photos of these frigates and a replenishment ship steaming.
1.
Let's get out of here.
Alright, setting tack into boat. Alright,
All right.
we're set 71 X-ray.
Copy. I'm establishing efficient climb. Coming right to attack in. State 77.
Alright, lead 2, we are BDA on platform. We are heading back to boat, range 240, fuel state 7.7. 1.
The vector towards steers 1 first. I just don't want to get too close to those jeffs to the south. They're still there flowing west.
You aiming for a ballistic approach to the boat?
Not really. We got enough gas to make it comfortably. I'm just trying to get back up to cruise altitude.
Found a warship at the last site of interest, so approach with caution.
Multiple warships, including a missile cruiser. Beware, Sams. Recommend you use the TCS Slave to the Gun site for photos.
Pros do it by actually finding it manual.
We found it, it's just you couldn't walk it.
Three has TCS photos, is going in for a low pass. We'll sweep west, east towards the carrier to exfil.
Wait. And 2-1, there may be a second oil rig directly to the south of that one. If you don't see it, don't worry about it.
Three has tally.
Copy. If you could sweep them both. 1 is 70 miles to your north, closing in.
Going up to Angels 3-8 for fuel econ.
Assuming this is Vapor up here at 40.
That sounds like him. Autopilot on. Yeah, if we keep the radar that way, we can data link to everybody else. Pulling it back to 3,000 pounds so we can conserve.
Yep, just past 7,000.
To fuel state 7, we're on cruise.
Crosstalk, crosstalk.
3 has secured evidence of 2 oil platforms and 1 warship south target.
Copy 3. Float carrier RTD. 1 is going to provide cover.
Let's far right Twiz. We can keep an eye on those Jeffs and data link them back. Sick. Well, you got to use a bit of everything today, even though we didn't shoot anything.
Yeah.
And we get to use the ACLS on the way back.
One sees some kind of smoke trail heading west to east about 20 miles south of Steer 1. Near the deck.
Let's do a low scan around Steer 1. With the filter off, we might pick up what Vapor's talking about. Wonder if it's a H6 trying to kill our boat.
Not seeing anything at Steer 1 besides Vapor.
Alright, copy. We'll go back to monitoring. Come and lift for the boat.
Carrier.
2167 miles northwest.
Copy. 1 is 98 miles coming in from 310.
4-3. Good for 4. You guys in a good position to start your pattern? We've entered the pattern, case 1, yes sir. 10-4.
Safe fuel. 6.6. 1 copy. Confirm, you're 67 miles from the carrier? Or 167?
157.
Copy, 157. One's going to double back and form up with you, and then we'll come in together.
20 minutes flight time. Alright, sorry I had to wake up the E6B, so we've got 20 minutes of flight time to arrive. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up the speed here, 4,000 pounds per hour. Lead 2, we're 20 minutes out from the CV, fuel state 6.5, we're pushing it up to 4,000.
Track on you, 57 miles closing. Brief spike for Tampa.
10,000 an hour, 20 minutes, it'll be 3,000 pounds that we burn doing this.
Lance 3 is about to make a see you at 10 call.
Alright, we're booking it. We should arrive with about 3,200-ish remaining. I underestimated our ground speed a little bit, but we should give you more fuel when we arrive, even at this speed. Really wish the game had a built-in E6B.
One day.
Alright, doing about 5:30 true now. Whenever you're ready, we can push the boat. I don't think we need tack anymore.
Copy that.
Get on profile with the gas. To fuel state 5.8, 110 miles.
1 is 4.8, coming up on the right wing.
Yeah, we're calculating to arrive about 3,000 pounds of gas in 14 minutes.
said you're 5.0 right now?
5.7.
When thinks you'll arrive 4.7? Let's find out. Actually, I guess we're burning more over here than we do at 45,000 feet. In 4.0?
Yeah. 150 miles, 450 tasks, that's 20 minutes. 10,000 pounds an hour, 20 minutes is 33, and we started at 67. So we're thinking we're going to arrive with like 33-ish. I was generous on the ground speed. We're doing about 90 knots faster than my estimate.
Yeah, copy.
.90 miles. Let's turn the data link to the boat, and I'll get stuff set up here.
Step on. Red deck.
Data link on boat.
What the fuck?
After RTV? Come on, guys. Really?
That's the trigger gone wrong.
I wonder if that was that 2-ship that we're looking at there, 3R.
Probably the low smoky guys.
Not calling fault on us, just go along with the trigger fucking up.
I see nothing on data link over the Falklands right now. If it's there, we can't see it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the only contact out there is probably that Viking at 1. Like, but yeah, I don't see anything else either.
I'm betting this is the scrapped mission from Charger.
Who knows? I mean, TAC view will show.
So, Deeper 4R, how is the altitude at 42,000 feet?
I mean, it's good. You don't burn a lot of gas up here.
Got a damn good view, too.
Lead 2's going to rejoin your right.
Intercom.
Lead 2's rejoining your right. Thanks, Fant.
One slowing the fuel burn down to 4.0.
Hey, Vapor, how much fuel do you have left?
2.6.
Okay.
I had to burn quite a bit of it to do the intercept on Hammer.
Okay, so it's Hammer's fault.
I didn't ask for hand holding.
No, but it took a lot to, carry your big load.
Always.
Think to the streamers, man. Think to the streamers.
Cock 'em balls.
Yeah. Alright, I'm fencing out. Two is fenced out.
One, 3.4.
Two is set up for a landing, 4.6.
Copy, one, pushing carrier.
Marshall 020. Marking Moms 324.45. Angels 36.5. Holding hands with 022. 023. Low state 1.4.
Did Mother not answer us?
She answered me BRC 3372 993.
Thank you, 3372-9993.
Alright, two's getting sexy for approach. Two lights on, hook down, wings back.
One shows carrier at 32 miles. Let's start a 2,000 foot per minute descent rate.
You gonna give me a couple seconds notice each time you do that?
I didn't do anything yet.
I know, you just like to yank the plane and tell me after you move.
Alright, just for that, let's make it 2,000 foot per minute in 3, 2, 1, go. And one's pulling the power back, 2,000. miles, increasing descent rate to 4,000. Going now.
Alright, AWL PCD is set, BRC is set, altitude set. Down landing mode on. ILS PCD selected.
No, we are.
Two, see you at 10.
021, see you at 10.
One, so
020, see you at 10.
did you get an answer?
Not yet.
Alright.
020, see you at 10.
Alright, let's just get in the stack.
Tower 021, overhead Angels
Copy. Do you want to stack at 2,000 or do you want to just go straight to initial?
023,
It's up to you, boss.
Alright, let's just go straight to initial. Putting the nose down again, 6,000.
BRC 337, St. Louis Charlotte. 021.
And throttle to idle.
020, low state 1.3.
What's your fuel set to?
4.0. Estimate was good and on the safe side. Now you get to have a little Avia party back there.
Yep. Already set. The fuck?
I have no idea what that was. Lead 2, we had a huge shear crosswind there.
Interesting.
Do we get some jet wash?
2's off right.
Yeah, lead. We must have come down through the layers.
Yeah, A-firm, that was violent.
I mean, like, I've been hit with missiles that have been
Copy.
smothered.
One's adding some throttle to hold 300 knots. In fact, accelerating to 350. One blind.
I'm with you. Just loose.
Visual. One's going to start a slow left turn towards initial intercept.
Alright, 2's rejoining tight right. 2, tight right.
One. One's going to level off at about 3,000.
Road in sight, 9 o'clock.
Copy. One tapering the descent rate now. Speeding up to 350. One is turning past the carrier, getting on to BRC.
Two.
One rolling out.
Two, tight right.
One.
Long initial, 13.
BRC lining up, but TACAN needle's not moving. I'm a little confused.
Needle's live, needle's live.
Copy, needle's alive. Slowly coming right.
God, he calls that a slow turn? Jeez.
No way.
That was probably my bad.
What the hell, dude? Slow turn, he fucking yanks the plane like 40 degrees alpha.
That's not what I did on my screen. Like, it was literally like, gentle.
I didn't even like see a collision. It just looked like it just like burst into flames, and that was it.
Jeez.
I saw you fucking cobra in front of me.
Okay, I mean,
I pushed full forward to try and get under you, and you just like came right across the top.
That had to be latency, dude. That's weird. Because literally, so here's the thing. I had the autopilot stage 1 on. All I did was give it like 30 degrees wings right slowly.
There's your problem, bruh.
Broke
Never
out
trust the autopilot.
Hammer, why were you... Your plane looked like it was moving all over the place at like 14,000 coming down. Like, it
That was
like
the wind shear event.
Yeah, we had a huge wind shear event when we crossed through 13.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, my feet are getting wet. No, I didn't join the Navy to swim. All right, popping out of VR.
What do you mean it's over? How'd that?
That's fucking hilarious. Two hours of that.
Oh shit.
I even had I finished downloading like an hour in, and I like set all my stuff up in case you guys ran into anything and like had to like respawn or go back to the boat or all. And so I was just watching.
All right, let me get out of the headset real quick. I want to see what the hell happened here.
That was funny. Hammer goes, he calls that a light turn, and then boom.
Ah, well. The joys and dangers of carrier aviation.
I was gonna say the formation was looking good too.
All right.
All right, so here's what my TAC view shows, and I think it's going to be very different than what you saw. This is very interesting. All right, I'm just going to hit play.
Watching it, hang on.
I'm 80% sure that was latency or something.
See, this is why you don't fly tight formations.
It's fun.
Right? But it's not strategically viable.
Well,
You're
I mean,
you're not on a 2-lane highway. You got.
Yeah.
Well,
I usually cross over
I'll
to the
give
opposite side because I'm
Vapor the
terrified.
benefit of the doubt from my side too, because you can see the aircraft here and screenshots are separated when his explodes.
Mm-hmm. Something weird happened. By the way, mine moved a lot right before I blew up. Like it felt like I'd caught, you know, the way you said you caught a wind shear? It felt like I'd caught a wind shear, and I don't know if that was simply the collision event or something weird happened.
I'm convinced we actually died off that wind shear, and it was just lag until that point.
But yeah, Hammer, are you in here?
100-foot separation.
Yeah. So this was the turn. And you'll see, look at my jet wobble right before. It's like a rudder kick, but I didn't touch the rudders.
Was the server shutting down?
No, I mean that
No.
wouldn't cause that, but no, like literally, like it was just like he exploded, just out of nowhere.
Oh, you see the debris flying too.
Yep.
But look at how little relative motion there was here. Like this shouldn't have done anything.
Sorry, can we get going?
Yeah, let's do a normal
Right.
debrief here.
Yeah, sure. Are we? Yeah. So let's go back. All right, time off the boat, 33 from 30, so not bad. That works. Or no, 38. Okay, good. So for us, spool to launch 10 minutes. We took off. We had a group off our left side, which turned out to be one of the TOIs. At first, we turned away to see if they were going to react, and then we realized, okay, it might be the TOI. We split up to get some separation. So we had correlating nail 17. Turn in, get it on camera. It was the TOI. We did an intercept with Hammer and Trail, myself and lead, caught the target. I had a radar lock initially, which is probably why he started dumping flares, and it triggered his reaction. But I dropped the radar lock once he started dumping flares.
All right. So was it just me that was weird to see AWACS that high? I mean, it just seemed abnormal.
How high was he?
31,000, right?
No, that's normal. They're usually 31 to 35-ish.
Our missions, they usually hover at 25.
Oh, interesting. I usually put the E2 around 25 and the E3 and E7 around 35. But I don't know what's correct. Anyway, so we hook up with this guy. We've got screenshots and stuff like that. Hammer kept his speed up and flew a serpentine behind while I flew welded wing on that guy. And that was it for a while. You guys provided cover, which was great. I feel like we had a pretty good idea as to everything that was going on all the time. It's interesting that one's marked China AWACS. It was definitely not an AWACS. It was an IL-76. Non-AWACS type, as far as I remember.
Yeah, I think it'd be like the KJ2000 if it was the AWACS model.
So this is about the point at which Hammer decided to clear the island, and I went north to intercept the second AWACS. 3 and 4 looks like you guys came in to support. This time I kept the radar off through the entire intercept. I never locked this guy except to get the camera on him once from 40 miles. So no flares this time. Flew with him for a bit. He flew towards the Falklands, but never really went there. We never had F10 options or anything. Right around here is when we got the call for the additional points. I don't think too much happened here. Looks like you had a 052C cruiser over here.
Yeah, I was telling Hammer, like, we would have been dead long before that if they actually wanted to kill us.
I was ready to dive away from that thing.
I'm pretty sure. I think that's the one that carries the equivalent of an SA-10.
It does, yeah.
Yeah. You can see from this huge ass bubble.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, I think Sneak was doing his. I got some screenshots of you guys doing this as well.
So the platforms were basically on top of each other down there?
One was a few miles south of the other. So 1, 2, 5 miles.
They're basically unrepping their...
Unrepping?
Underway replenishment.
Yeah.
I guess it would just be repping in this case because they're not actually at sea moving, but
they're building their sand island.
They're dep repping before.
They've actually claimed that as part of their territorial waters.
Yeah, they're going to put some sand there, as you said.
How do you guys' inbounds go, Dart and Sneak?
The only judging on my end was from my own issues. I was just dealing with the reflections were getting me, so my final numbers weren't very tight. But I also haven't really flown. I haven't flown the B in a long time, and I also haven't flown any carrier stuff in a while. So a lot of rust.
Yeah, fair. Looks good.
Constant recovers, but
then Hammer and I had our little incident that we've already looked over. That was hilarious.
Yeah, it was smooth flying until I heard a big bang, blacked out, and while I was blacking out, I just pulled up and to the right.
Yeah, I'm sure he's scrubbing the profanity from his stream right now.
I don't mind that part.
But here's the thing that makes me that confuses me, right? That the airplane did this wiggle, and I felt it in the cockpit that it did this wiggle.
That's the autopilot, dude. The new autopilot is not like the old one was. It's not just a perfect auto trimmer. It tries to level you when you're slightly off, so it fights you. And then when you break through the 2 or 3 degrees resistance, the plane moves a lot as it's reverting into hold altitude but roll mode.
Oh,
I
interesting.
don't trust it whatsoever.
So it's basically the autopilot from the Ka-50 then.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. It has like a resistance where it wants to try and be level, and then you can bust it. It's not like the old one where it just did automatically F-16 perfect trim all the time.
But here's the interesting thing, that it's already entered the bank, right? It's already stable. I'm hands off the controls at this point. And then it goes and starts doing that little wiggle. But, you know, it's a little strange. Like, I don't know why that would cause a collision because my parameters don't really change.
I'll have to check the server attack view and see what it says. It looks like he's posted it if you want to get official data.
Yeah,
not a big deal. We would have lived in a normal scenario.
Yeah, so number 4.
What else did we learn before we head upstairs?
Number
flaps. What was that?
I think we
fuck it. 4 ain't doing a goddamn thing. All right, never mind. Continue.
Well, what I was going to say is you guys detected a smoky thing under you, I think, on your descent. Can we go back to that to identify whatever that was?
So you know that thing I was getting? Sorry, I just was looking. I'm looking at the tech view. That thing I was getting on radar, that to the northwest. I couldn't figure out what it was, but I was getting it on pulse.
Mm-hmm.
It was the cruisers.
Yeah, you can pick up boats and stuff all the time.
This is the smoky things I saw.
That's how I found the boat when I was reoing for Wraith and we were dive bombing the boats in that other mission. It was your series, babe.
It's just interesting because I'm checking and it's the right direction, right range. It was the Northwestern Cruiser Group. That's what I was picking up on pulse.
So you remember the notice we got about the bombers that we were supposed to intercept? It's because these missiles impacted.
The one tank. I was wondering what he was doing.
That's
an EWR.
Okay. Yeah. I wonder.
So they weren't vampires, but they were cruise missiles.
I actually did the math on that. I was like, are these heading towards our carrier group? And I determined they were not.
I did it too. I was looking and I'm like, because I knew they had H6s and I knew they were deadly because that's what sunk the Fortune.
Mm-hmm. In retrospect, maybe I should have dove down and checked it out, but I wasn't even sure it was real, you know?
You were too busy trying to come kill me later, so.
I mean, I figured, like, if you were saying there's smoke trails down there, I figured it was something, but I was like, it's not going for the ships. Like, what are we going to do about it?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, are we supposed to look at this? Are we not? I don't know. Whatever. Well, I mean, this is hostile intent right here, Hammer, right? This looks pretty murderous.
Minding my own business.
And this looks pretty murderous.
So those cruise missiles, suppose we probably should have shot at them.
Potentially, but I mean, even if we'd intercepted them,
I don't think. I mean, that first one, they were in your notch. If you turn there, you might have caught them. But
I could see them. They were trailing, so I could see them. Well, of course,
how fast are they going?
0.67. I could have caught him.
Oh yeah, you could have gotten them.
I mean, it didn't occur to me to chase them just because I was looking at them and I wasn't even sure they're real because you know the way that you can see my eyes tracking them now.
Yeah.
but you know the way when you zoom in with the periscope zoom, sometimes smoke trails go away.
Yeah.
And that's what these were doing. They were vanishing. So I wasn't sure they'd still be there if I like dial in on them and try and chase them. Couldn't get them on radar. So I thought, yeah, not the mission. Let's not do this. At this point, I was also kind of more distracted with monitoring these guys.
Meanwhile, the Bulls could have had multiple coordinates and taken a nice right turn there and killed us again.
That hadn't occurred to me. That's a good point.
They don't always fly straight paths. I mean, our missions are easy,
straight,
in which they usually do.
But they actually do, yeah.
Normally they fly convoluted paths. Yep.
So what you're telling me is, upon seeing those, I absolutely should have intercepted the fuckers.
I think absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
At least
all
to
right,
identify
lesson
what they
learned.
are and where they're going.
Yeah, lesson learned. Fly formation with a cruise missile for a bit, literally.
I mean, I don't know. For me, if it's a weapon and it's out in the open ocean, take it out.
Shoot it. Yeah, just shoot it. Sidewinder. Go. Yeah, I should have taken that opportunity to shoot him down.
How'd the tanking
I
go?
suspect
for the
Frosty
guys that
probably
went
wanted
on
it to
there?
go through though, so it might be all right.
I mean, it's good story development. Go ahead, Steve.
I pulled 3,000 pounds off him, and then he was out.
That's so when I deploy an S3 for that reason, I have multiple S3s and I sequence them because
But he
their
was
own fuel
also,
burn.
yeah, like he was also at 290 knots, which is like got to be its top speed.
No, they go pretty quick. They're jets.
Well, the S3 is not a fast jet, and what altitude were we at?
This is 15,000.
14,000.
15. Well, that's not all that high for an S3.
But I mean, if he's on full throttle for that whole 2 hours, how much fuel is he gonna burn?
Yeah, I was gonna say he's definitely probably in the 85% range of his throttle, and you know he's probably going through it quickly.
I don't know. I think S3s easily do 0.6. Like this
well,
is.
I'm saying like easily, but like even at that throttle range, it's not fuel efficient.
S3 Viking Cruise is 0.89 Mach. They are not slow.
Yeah, actually, he's doing 0.56 at this time, so 280 knots. I think that's pretty much bang in the middle of his refueling range. Like that's a pretty efficient
This is when
speed.
Tristan was trying to log back in.
Yeah, I had so like I flicked my keyboard and it fucked up my game.
What?
So that I was just like reaching forward to grab something and I pressed a few buttons and I don't know what they were, and then suddenly my camera locked back into the right and I couldn't unlock it, no matter what I did.
Nice.
This is why I unbind all the shit.
And then, well, I don't know what it was that did it. Like,
might have been a TIR hotkey or something too. You never know.
That's what I thought it was. But I tried to mess with track IR, and it wouldn't accept track IR anymore. And even with the track IR still said it was on. It wasn't, like the track IR.
You didn't have
on,
both
off.
green lights or whatever.
Both green lights were on.
Oh.
It wasn't, because I actually use like the track IR on off hotkey sometimes for certain reasons.
I think you
like
can
if I tried to move the camera in game, it would snap it back to the right.
I was gonna say you can usually recalibrate with F12, but
yeah. It wasn't that. It wouldn't accept that. If I tried to move the use my numpad to move the camera elsewhere,